Welcome, all of you. Hello and welcome to our first anniversary week game of 2021 at D&D Beyond. You're all going wild, I assume. Yes, I'm just taking it as read. Y'all don't. You're the performers. You don't have to be cheering. I know we're all theater kids, so we would be backstage doing like stage clapping. But my name is Amy Dallen, and it is my tremendous honor to be your DM today for this incredible group of D&D Beyond family faces. And we are going to be hopefully having some fun, hopefully doing some good. I hope you are ready to unlock some goals and maybe throw some chaos at these players in honor of Jasper's Game Day and stack up. But this is just, if you are just joining us on the stream, you should know that this is part of a whole week of anniversary week programming that we have planned, starting with earlier today. We had a dev update with the history of D&D Beyond and maybe some peeks at the future. You'll have to watch it to find out. We have games every day this week with incredible guests. We have 2 more dev updates where we're going to dig into different features of the site and spotlight some community stuff. And we're going to be having giveaways. We have some ways for the community to get involved every day this week. So please stay tuned to the socials. Check out all of that stuff. And while you're here, oh my God, the first donation is already in. Give one player or DM a reroll, but they didn't specify who. Okay. Shoot, I think Adam's just called dibs.
Dibs claimed.
That's how that works.
How it works.
Yeah.
Dibs, they're so fast.
Well, now we all know, so good to know.
He said it on the internet. That's how it works now. Yep.
Speaking of which, I have some incredible players who I hope that some of you will already know these faces, but some of these may be new to you. So please welcome, let's start with the top corner, Joe Starr. Who are you?
Hi, I'm Joe Starr. I am the head clown in charge of clowning at D&D Beyond. It's my job to make sure we're giving a really strong spotlight to the people at D&D Beyond who are doing actual useful work to make your games of D&D super easy to play. I'm super excited to be here with all of you guys and raising money for Jaspers and Stack Up. Stack Up's really dear to my heart. I can't believe that I've never played D&D with B-Dave and Jen and Adam. Adam, one of the reasons I'm in this seat in my absolute favorite job ever. So just super stoked to be here.
Excellent. Mellie Doucette, next down, our community manager. Would you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I'm community manager for D&D Beyond, and I am incredibly excited. I have been a D&D Beyond member from day one, and I literally just came from being a member to being a volunteer to being a part-time staff member to being a full-time staff member, and it's just been an amazing journey. And I'm so excited to get to be a part of this reading show and get to play with B-Dave and Jen, which is amazing, but also to play with Adam, who I have always loved working with, and I'm so excited to spend some more time with you.
Next up, Michael Galvis. Would you tell the people a little bit about yourself?
Hello, everyone. I'm a tabletop content producer here at D&D Beyond. And I'm so stoked to be here. Oh my gosh. I am a little starstruck. I love everybody that is on the screen, except maybe Joe. I mean, he's all right. Just kidding. Please.
But hang on. Just got fired like in the middle of his.
Hang on. I gotta go AFK. I gotta start Michael's employee review.
But thank you so much for having me here. I am so excited to be rolling some dice with these amazing, amazing people.
You should definitely check out Michael's amazing writing on the site. Check out his wonderful presence when I pull him onto streams constantly. And tomorrow, check out his incredible Dungeon Master skills. Speaking of incredible Dungeon Master skills and bringing a lot of talent to the table, Adam Bradford, would you tell the people a little about yourself?
Hi, I'm Adam. I had a little bit to do with this D&D Beyond thing at one point in the story a while back. and I am now the Chief Development Officer at Demiplane. So that's a place where you can go and find games with your friends, matchmaking. If you want to get paid to run some games, you can do that on the platform as well. We've got a lot more to come, so keep your eyes peeled. It's going to be an exciting back half of the year here, but I am incredibly happy to be back and with some great friends. And obviously D&D Beyond's had a huge role to play in my life, and so I love seeing everything that's been happening, and really, really excited for the entire team over here. Happy to play, looking forward to it today.
I'm so glad you could be here. And I am also delighted to get to, Jen, is this the first time I've ever gotten to DM for you?
I think so.
Jennifer Kretchmer, welcome
so
back
excited.
to D&D Beyond. How are you today?
Thank you. I'm doing great. I'm so happy to be here and with all of you amazing people. Hi, everybody. I'm Jen Kretchmer. I am a writer, actor, producer, streamer, all the things. I'm one of the authors of Candlekeep Mysteries. I am the creator of the Accessibility and Gaming Resource Guide, and currently the Disabled Professionals and Tabletop Directory. And I started one of my characters that I've now been playing for a whole long time, Alindra, right here on D&D Beyond. So I'm so happy to be back and with this crew to go adventuring. Happy anniversary, DDB.
Thank you. We're so glad you're here. And finally, I'd like to think he needs no introduction, but the world would be poorer if we didn't give him one. Please welcome back the man, the legend, B. Dave Walters.
Hello, it is I, B. Dave Walters. I say words about things all over the interwebs. It's true. You probably know where to find me. If not, follow me on the Tweetagrams at B. Dave Walters. That's not the important part. That's not what I want to use my 17 seconds for. Both of these charities, Jasper's Game Day and Stack Up, are both very near and dear to my heart. I just want to point out that hopefully you're going to see a lot of dollar signs flying by and everything, and it can be overwhelming. There's been plenty of times in my life that I didn't have an extra $5 to give to something, but literally every bit counts. Literally every bit counts. Every dollar, everything, it all adds up. It all makes life-saving differences to people. And with that, we who are about to die salute you.
It's true. None of y'all know my style yet. You'll see. Spoilers. It's
Kind of horrified.
Speaking of which, though, thank you for that perfect segue. I want to talk a little bit more about our partners this week that we are going to be fundraising for. We are so lucky that they came on board, teamed up, and to team up with us this week for our fundraising goals. Your donations are going to go to Jasper's Game Day and to Stack Up. Jasper's Game Day is a nonprofit organization that raises money for suicide prevention and to combat the stigma around discussing mental health. Stack Up is a charity that supports active duty service members and veterans' mental health with the power of gaming. So thank you so much. Those are incredibly important causes, and they're doing really, really good work. And I'm so happy that we get to be a small part of making that happen. But a bigger part, the more y'all are able to help. If you can just spread the word, that helps. If you can just be here and put eyes on, that helps. But if you can give, that can help a lot. And it can unlock some fun stuff in the game we are about to play. So when you use that donation link, dndbeyond.link/donate, or any of the links going through chat right now, you can purchase Advantage for a player or DM for $10. You can purchase Disadvantage for a player or DM for $15. You can purchase a reroll, free to use, for $20. You can purchase a Wild Magic Surge for $25. And you can add a level-appropriate monster for $100. In addition to which, you can tell me if it's here to help or not. That is for a $100 donation. Send those instructions with that message. There should be some instructions going through chat right now as to how to do that. And thank you all so much in advance for all of your support. And not in advance because you're already going. Oh my gosh. This is such a joy, such an honor. And with that, let's get ready to meet our party for the D&D Beyond Anniversary Week reunion game. Thank you for all making magical hands. We're doing a special effect that I've just invented called magical hands. Each of you has led an interesting life. Some of you are just starting your journey. Some of you have yearned for more. Some of you have been through everything, seen everything. Some of you have bold visions for the future of possibly products and services people should be interested in. And some of you just want to help people along their path. But all of you received a very interesting note. Here's the thing. You can't quite remember where you found this note. You're not sure exactly what it said, except that it was in the ancient handwriting.
Dibs.
We have an advantage to we're working out a dib system for our advantage. Well done. And side note, players, I forgot to check this with you, but I would strongly appreciate if you can keep track of your advantages, and then we'll just I'm gonna trust you as we go. You've each received a letter in an ancient hand. What you remember about it after it crumbled to dust in your fingers is that it found you, that handwriting looked ancient, and someone needs your help at a certain time and place. You each, sooner or later, decided to follow those instructions, and you found a portal, and you stepped through. But before we get there, I want to see that final scene. I want to know if you quickly or slowly followed that summons. I would like to know where you were before you stepped into the portal. And I would like to know, please, your favorite type of pie. Can we please meet our first character? We're going to start on the bottom right this time with B. Dave Walters. Who do we see holding the remains of the letter in their hands?
You'll see a jovial halfling as Vorfrunda Luckenstiel, but you might call me Flip. I have arrived neither early nor late because I always arrive precisely on time. And I am standing at our location, idly flipping a coin, looking at which side it comes up. On one side, there's a strange elven man by the name of an Avren. I don't understand this person. Something about you are worthy. I do not know. But I'm interested to see what the day will hold.
Excellent. So you took your time, but you eventually just committed to the portal. Where were you before you stepped through? Where did it find you?
I was cataloging the migration of some seabirds along the coast. Wait, are we in the Forgotten Realms? Are we on the Sword Coast, or is the Sword Coast possibly far away?
Wherever you want to be. You're coming from wherever you want to be. So you were on the Sword Coast?
Enjoying the migratory birds on the Sword Coast, yeah.
Excellent. And what's your favorite kind of pie?
Cheesecake.
Amazing.
Despite the deceptive name, it is in fact a pie, which I myself might be deceptive in my appearance.
Flip holds many secrets, clearly. Next up, we find a sorcerer. A timid but fascinating sorcerer. Michael, who do we see?
You see a 3-foot tall, dirty blonde-haired halfling in the middle of a party that is being held in the Feywild, and he has a plate of key lime pie that he's walking around. He might have had a few drinks at this party. Maybe not. Maybe it's just the treats that he's been picking off of the table, because who's going to double check whether these different sorts of like fey foods have an effect on us little halflings? So he's just walking about like, oh, sorry. Oh, and then he sees on the table a cheesecake. He's like, oh, wait, I like cheesecake more than key lime pie. And he throws his key lime pie away. He picks up the cheesecake, and then looking up as he takes his first bite, he sees this portal emerge in front of him. It's like, wow. And he just wanders through it.
Amazing. You barely remember getting that letter. It was in between bites of various Fey delights, so you don't need any extra explanation for why that memory is kind of fuzzy. But next up, Cress. who do we see and where are you when your summons arrives?
Well, I've been just wandering, following the stars, and the wind carried a strange note to me, and I knew that it had to mean something, and so I just sort of wandered, and eventually I found a portal, and I thought, oh, I think I've wandered here, and I should go through, and I should continue wandering, trying to find what the answer is to this paper, and why it mentions a pie. I don't know what that is, or if it's good or bad, but it seems this might be my destiny. And I walked through.
Amazing. Visually, what do we see as you walk through?
Yeah, Cress is just this Eladrin with this blue tinged skin and this light blue hair, and just dressed in, almost like a Grecian looking attire with a little bit of kind of scale added to for protection. And she carries this bow that just sparkles with just stardust, it looks like, and a quiver of arrows that have a similar kind of glow to them. And she just has these wide eyes that barely ever close, and she just takes in everything around her as she just walks in a straight line, not really stopping unless somebody or something needs help.
Incredible. And so as Cress steps through the portal, we switch over to Shelby. Where do we find you as you contemplate your summons?
I am standing at a tavern addressing people. So, hello, Boulette. Did you ever wonder? You hate it when people are lying to you, but you don't have a standard way to detect their information. Now, have I got a solution for you? This is the Handkerchief of Truth. And Shelby starts going off on a sales pitch, having mashed together a zone of truth and a pocket handkerchief. Shelby is a shorter side of the Feuerbach spectrum, but speaking of the Feuerbach spectrum, generally that tends to be just around 7'2". She has kind of a boysenberry hair and a cooler purplish skin and fur, and she is she has her home group has run into some trouble in their glen in the forest, and so she was sent out, being one of the most creative and innovative of her crew, to send out into the world to try and find a solution. However, she did learn about a famous troupe of entrepreneurs / bards called the Boulette Battle, and has been in search of them ever since to try and sell her innovative ideas in the hopes that they may have a solution for her family. Her favorite kind of pie is generally a sweet late summer blackberry pie, occasionally, because most things are better when mashed up with something else, with a hint of goodberry in it.
Mistress of the Mashup, the mercantile maestro, steps through that portal and blinks out of sight as we zoom to maybe outside the wall of a small, relatively unremarkable settlement. I don't know. Steve, where do we find you?
Well, you find Steve at every starter town. He's the guard. And, he's never really done an adventuring thing on his own, but he's always really wanted to. And, now at about 35, he's childless and partnerless. And, maybe it's just, he was starting to feel, a little bit of an itch to go do something. And that's when this weird summons came, his first adventure. Oh, my goodness. And so, he threw a really big goodbye party to announce to, everyone in town that he was finally going to go on this big adventure. And no one came, because that's okay. But that's okay, because, folks are busy, folks have lives. You just can't expect them to just come somewhere just because you invited them, even though that's kind of what this letter is doing. So, he just went to the bakery where he sort of starts his morning with breakfast every day, and had that nice little final breakfast pie, which is, whatever's provided. He's not a picky man, And, as he was sort of explaining his adventure to the baker, who may or may not have been paying attention, the portal opened up in the street. And, he said, well, I guess this is it. And turned to shake their hand. They had already gone to the back to restock some sugar. And that's okay. They've got a job to do. And, went through that portal.
What do we see? What do you look like as you cross out of our sight?
Oh, so Steve is he's an average 35-year-old guard in standard guard clothes with a crossbow and a short sword, kind of graying at the hairline and the mustache a little bit. Really good guard stash on this guy, I'd say. He's a humble man, but he will brag about the guard stash a little bit. A very unremarkable gentleman. I'm surprised the portal found him to open.
I am very pleased to meet Steve, and I would like to note that more things are happening in the background as we gather our adventuring party, because it looks like, based on some of y'all's decisions already, a wild magic surge actually hit Hamel before he could make it into that portal. But, I mean, thank God Hamel was hanging out in the Feywild, because that wild magic surge that caused you to cast Fireball as a 3rd level spell centered on yourself? Only in a Feywild ballroom would there already be precautions in place to automatically bring you back from the edge of that Fireball. You maybe should not eat and drink every single thing you find at a Feywild party, you might be learning, Hamel. Some of them go boom.
Well, who would have guessed that a raspberry cheesecake was going to make me burp flames? I mean, honestly, it's a very simple recipe if you were a chef like myself.
So that one very dangerous raspberry cake cheesecake later, Hamel, slightly singed, emerges from that portal, and thank you very much for the donation that made that happen. And I believe Mellie is also going to pop out of this portal. Cress is going to come out a little bit different than she came in. You got a wild magic surge that your age changes by a number of years equal to the roll.
Yes, I also cast Polymorph on myself for another wild magic surge. If I fail, I turn into a sheep. Otherwise, I can pick. So I did succeed. I got a 17 plus 7, or a 17 total, rather. And so I think she's just gonna come through as like a dour, not a dour, just like a very bland looking cow that's just kind of wandering in a direction, not really thinking of anything. And then I will roll also for my age. Am I older or younger? I'm an elf. It's not going to make the biggest difference.
1d10, please.
I am 2 years older. I'm now 62.
So a slightly more world-weary cow comes through on the other, and we will find out what you emerge to in a moment. Thank you all so much for your donations. But we haven't quite met all of our players today. And where do we find Tev?
So you see, Tev is just kind of, he's just left the pub, and he's had some hecklers on the street. He doesn't even really know what they're saying because he just really ignores any kind of negativity around him and focuses on the positive side of things. And he's reading the letter, just not paying attention. It burns away into ash in his hands, and he says, well, I guess that melted away faster than my dreams of getting Daddy to ever hook up the slip and slide to the hose pipe on a Saturday. Well, I wonder what I do now. And he sees the portal at this point, and then he finally just says, he's looking around. He sees some of the other party members doing something on the other side, sees a fireball that scares him just a little bit, but then that guy's all right, I guess. And so as he's coming in there, he's, seems like a little drunken halfling. Be a lot of fun to watch, if I'm being real honest with myself. And so I think I'm destined to go through this. And I gotta say it. really smells like potential. And he takes a step through the portal. Oh, and I forgot to tell everybody, my favorite pie, I mean, if you really ask me about pie, it's probably going to be apple, because that's about as American as it gets. But I will say that I'm really not into pie. I'm more into shortbread biscuits, and I happen to bake some of that myself from time to time, especially for the people that I really love. And so we'll see how this goes with everybody in this party, and see if they end up with some biscuits at some point. I like their chances.
Fantasy American apple pie, and of course, fantasy shortbread biscuits. But I'm pretty sure those are canon. So
I don't know what a canon has to do with anything, but I'm really looking forward to this.
And with the words, I'm really looking forward to this, you are absorbed into the swirling mystical surface that you saw, through which you got a glimpse of a possibly besotted, no, besotted means in love, sot means a drunk. Some different word means inebriated. That's the one I want. Halfling, and a surprisingly experienced looking cow going across that portal, and you emerge on the other side. And you all somehow come out at the same time of 6 portals next to each other into a dusty road area. And you are suddenly greeted by the sight of beautiful meadows. There's some forests rising off to the east. Further to the east, you see incredible mountains rising nearly to the top of the skies. The intimidating peaks in shades of dark violet and nearly black gray. Down to the west, you can see that the fields roll down towards what looks like it might be ocean. You're standing on a dusty road on a beautiful afternoon, and just a few feet to the north of all of you who have suddenly assembled on this road, a bunch of bandits appear to be kidnapping a halfling. There's a little old man with a shock of white hair going, "Ah, no, ruffians! Let me go! Bring it back!" As you can see, some are disappearing further out of sight to the north, but about 6 bandits are heading north with a wagon and an unwilling new friend.
Oh no! Someone should definitely do something about that.
Did you say there was a meadow?
Yes.
I am polymorphed into a cow.
You sure are.
I don't have my own intelligence right now, and I will go and begin feasting in the meadow.
Can everybody give me a perception check just as you pop out of these portals? First roll of the game.
The 19.
I got a 27.
Excellent.
Ooh. I should also mention that, like,
here.
the cow
big
has
city.
like spots that kind of look like a constellation. That's like the only thing special about the cow.
Yes.
It's just a
Very
13.
pretty cow. 14.
14.
12.
12.
I got a 5.
5.
19.
Okay. So you can all tell that bandits are kidnapping a halfling right in front of you. That part's pretty clear. Flip and Shelby both spotted that this cow isn't just here, that cow came out of one of the portals you each caught as you were on your way in here. And aside from that, it's just as you see, you've got meadows, you've got some ocean down there. It looks like there might be a village way off to your east in between you and those mountains. But right in front of you, 6 bandits up to no good.
No, I foresaw that I would meet with a group of strangers and help a gnome that was being brutalized by bandits that were attempting to abscond with him. And still yet, I was not prepared for the reality of it that I am confronted with. We should probably intervene, though, yeah?
I think so. But there's something going on with that cow, too. So perhaps we should maybe... I'm going to walk over. Hi, how are you? I'm going to start petting the cow. Hello. I don't know how to help you. And you know what? I can give it a. What if I and I switch over to speech of beast and leaf because I have that ability as a fearbog, and I will start saying, "Hey, how you doing? I wondered if are you all right? Is there anything I can do to help?"
Oh, I don't know. I just saw this meadow and it looked so good.
Oh, Oh, okay. Well, yeah, it's really good. But do you think you could help us out? I think we've got someone in trouble over there.
Oh, okay. And I'll just start meandering over in that direction.
Steve runs over to Flip and does what he knows how to do in situations like this. Excuse me, sir, are you an adventurer? There's bandits near the town attacking a halfling and they need your help.
Oh, my friend, you are used to being one of the background, but now you are a protagonist. Go, help, go.
Yeah,
And
I think it's your moment to shine.
I'm going to hit Steve with haste. It is your moment. Go forth.
For us and our audience, tell us what haste does.
Haste will give him an extra attack action, so it's going to give him an extra attack and a 2 bonus to his AC, and he'll have advantage on dex saving throws. And yeah, he's going to be super fast.
And Tav is just going to say, "Go get him, Steve," and bardic inspiration as well.
Yep.
The cow just walks past as all these spells are being cast on Steve.
Oh, hold on a second. I run over to the cow. I'm going to try and get onto the cow. I'm pretty short, guys. So if we're going to be adventuring and doing this whole thing, saving the day, that sort of thing.
You should probably ask for consent before you go and start riding someone like that.
Oh, okay. I'm going to.
Would you like me to translate for you?
If you'd like to, I could do it myself. But
go ahead then.
Oh no, you go ahead. I don't want to be rude or anything.
This man is surely going to die imminently. Please move along, please.
What? Oh.
Is it okay if our friend here rides you?
Oh, yes, that's fine. I don't think I mind.
All right, I'm gonna start scrambling on top of you.
I don't stop. I'm just like slowly walking still.
Would you like some help?
No, I've got it. I'm okay.
I'm gonna need I want to say an athletics check, I guess, to see if you can unaided get on top of a cow. It seems difficult.
That is a solid 1.
Okay. So here's how that goes. You are pretty sure that on the side of this cow, like if you just sort of fling yourself at it, you can kind of, cows are just a lot taller than you realized. You've spent a lot of time as a chef, but that doesn't mean you're like farm experience, right? And so you get real close, and boy, cows are big. They've got big noses, they've got big ears, they're tall, and you sort of scrabble, and I'm so sorry, Cress, you grab a chunk of the cow's hair, fur, what do cows have? It's more like hair. Hide of the cow. And you're sort of trying to leverage yourself up with it. At which time Cress is like, what the heck? I've just been bitten on my side.
Yeah, I rush forward, and cows have a charge feature, so I feel like I'm going to charge into these bandits.
I believe you.
Could I just grab one of Cress's legs and just be taken?
It's like holding onto the tail.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Holding onto the tail. Just wait, I'm not on yet.
You can, but because this is the result of a 1, it does not go entirely well for you, and you're going to take 2 points of being dragged along the ground behind a cow damage before you arrive at the battle.
The most common D&D damage type.
Does Cress take any damage at all?
Cress does not take damage from Hamel's attempted cow riding. But it might be for a future time to settle that one. And the 2 of you are about to be engaged. I'm just going to do a quick check of what I'm missing on all y'all's amazing donations right now. Let's see.
Totally unrelated, but I can make a mean burger.
Roll for tact.
I'm not gonna translate that one.
Yeah.
That's just mean.
I kind of just say it into the ground. I imagine of just being dragged along, and it's just like, and there's just like dust billowing up around and behind me.
Amazingly enough, we had a wild magic surge for me. So y'all know, for the first minute of the actual engagement, all of my bandits are vulnerable to piercing damage. So that's fun.
This is your moment to
so
shine,
good.
Steve.
I have piercing
Steve,
things.
It's literally every time. Everything has led to this.
Steve gets a little emotional because this is his first buff, and he got 2 of them. And this is his moment. And yeah, Steve's just going to run dramatically towards the bandits and shout for them to halt. And just draws a very so boring of a short sword that you might not even be able to see it because it's so dull and just bland. And demands that these bandits halt. Hey, y'all really need to just move along, or I'm gonna just really do some guard stuff here.
Help! Oh, thank the heavens! Oh, thank the heavens! Ruffians! Stop! You heard him! Please roll for initiative.
I know I should. I'm gonna use my advantage on this because I want to roll well at my cow initiative.
I'm very excited.
It is
I didn't expect
16. Yep, sorry.
Look, has a 16?
Mhm.
Albie's a 17.
Crest is
17 for Shelby.
134.
Yeah,
the cow
you
is
cows
hyperspace.
can't type very well. I'm so sorry. It is 13.
13 for Cress. Hamill gets a 3, which makes a lot of sense. You're eating some dirt at the moment. You're a little busy. Steve has an 8.
Tev has a 4.
And Tev has a 4. Now, despite having just called for initiative, because we started this action out with Joe, Steve is actually going to get first shot in on this. I'm cheating entirely. There is a preliminary round consisting of Steve and Crest because you both had declared actions before I asked for everybody's initiative. Casting confusion on myself, it worked great.
It's a super surprise round.
I don't remember if we still have
we have just
rounds,
invented for D&D Beyond's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a surprise party.
It is a surprise. The party is here. Steve, you have reached whichever of the bandits you want that is closest. There is a particularly mean-looking one right up in front, scowling back at you. Doesn't look like he wants to halt. What are you gonna do?
Oh, well, first of all, I'm just gonna walk right up, so that I'm kind of, in a careful striking range. Steve hasn't really done a lot, but he's prepared to do a lot. He's taken a lot of classes and, read a lot of books and done a lot of training. And, this is what he's all come for. And, so very firmly, I'm just going to say, excuse me, sir, I'm going to have to ask you one more time to cease and desist, or, I'm going to have to be violent. And I'm going to try to intimidate this man with my bonus action.
Okay. Make a roll for it. Roll me.
That's a 4.
Yeah. This bandit has never been less impressed. He looks like this is a Tuesday. He's got a kidnapping, and then later he has to go move some logs in back of wherever their base is. It's going to be a hassle. He's not looking forward to it, but he thinks maybe he can get one of these other bandits and trick them into he's 3 minutes into his plot for how he's going to arrange his afternoon chores, and his eyes have just glazed over. You might have to try a different tactic.
Well, fine. Steve kind of glances over, prepares to strike, realizes that his scabbard pulled off his belt and his scabbard's still on the blade, and just sort of smacks the guy in the head with the side of with just the flat of his sheathed sword.
Okay. Do you want to call that an improvised weapon or just roll that as an attack?
I'm going to roll it as an attack.
Let's do that.
Today's not going to go well. That was... Steve's going to need a lot of rerolls because, this is not going well. All that said,
Steve does have some bardic inspiration.
And also haste.
And somebody donated advantage for all of us players.
Oh, this is very, very true. All right, then I'm going to take a little.
What you need is the combo attack there. If you combine the things, it gets better and better.
Oh, here we go. A 19. I'm bardically inspired.
A 19 is absolutely going to hit for this bandit. What kind of damage do you do on him?
He's going to hit for 6 damage. And while he's at it, I think that haste is going to give him a 3rd attack.
It will. It absolutely will.
All right. So really, this is just going to be 3 really good spankings with a short sword. Just like a whap, whap, whap. Just 3 in place. So let's. I'm going to roll to hit those other 2.
Heck yeah.
Amy, if you don't mind.
Tev walks over at this point to Flip and says, "Hi, I'm Tev. I really believe he's the one. If we're going to make a real impact here, the first domino's got to fall inside that man's heart right there."
An 18 and an 8.
Excellent. That 18 is going to hit for sure. Please roll me some damage.
And that's going to be a 7.
All right. With those 7 points of damage on top of the 6 from your first blow, you have successfully bludgeoned this first bandit with the still sheathed but incredibly effective short sword that you carry. And he ceases to contemplate his chores and starts to contemplate the ground as he crumples in a heap.
Oh, well, that escalated quickly. That was intended to be a warning shot. Cease and
It's about to
desist,
escalate
folks.
even more quickly as the cow.
Tell me about your charge.
And she just is charging because your tail's been yanked on. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to use the advantage that we just got gifted because I want to succeed at this. So let's see. All right. That's going to be a 21.
Excellent.
And because I charged, I get to roll 3d6 for
Please
damage.
do.
And it is piercing damage because of the horns,
It sure
which I believe
is.
they're vulnerable to at the moment.
They sure are.
Oh, that's going to be a 15 flipping a guy with the horns damage.
Incredible. So 15 damage on sorry, which one are you hitting the whole group? You hitting the wagon? You hitting just whoever's
You know
closest?
what? Whatever you think would be in the path. Basically, like Steve's there, she would have swerved to not hit Steve. Whatever she would have swerved and hit instead, that's what she hits.
All right. So you actually swerve past Steve, and you hit the wagon itself. The wagon that they were carting away, you just knock straight into one of those wheels with your horns. It comes splintering off. The wagon turns over sideways. And the bandits, who do not seem like they really had counted on, say, a charging cow and 6 people popping out of magical portals in the middle of whatever they were going on, they panic. The one who was holding the halfling drops him, and they all begin fleeing to the north, in the opposite direction of you and all of the portals, throwing down their weapons as they go.
As you can see, it was you, Steve. You are, in fact, the protagonist.
Me? I'm having a hero's journey?
Clearly. I'm not sure what stage you are at. If the portal counted as a cave, if I count as a mentor. But yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to figure out who my catalyst and turncoat is. Oh, man, this is exciting.
So while you're having this conversation, for the record, thank you all for these wild magic searches. This last piece of action was observed by, hold on. Somebody roll a d6 for me, please.
Yeah, too slow. 3.
3 flumps who have appeared in the meadow in between you and the ocean. They were frightened of all of you, and they vanish after 1 minute, taking whatever they learned and observed with them. So that happened.
Let that be a warning to the flumps and their people.
Indeed. And Steve Goodshire, you've got an eye on your forehead. That wasn't there before.
I haven't noticed it yet, but this is going to get wild.
Yeah. It might give you some advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on sight for the next minute while you have an eye on your head. And I apologize for making you all roll initiative and then changing my mind. But you have now gathered with the bandits fleeing off to the north and one very grateful, very rumpled gnome who stands up, brushes himself off, attempts to smooth down his hair. It does not work. It just sticks out in all directions. But you see before you an elderly gnome in a blue vest with a brown tunic and pants, no shoes, because why? And he takes a little bow before all of you and says, "My deepest gratitude. My name is Grizzleby Reprise. And I see you got my letters."
Hamel's gonna stand up. He has dirt all over his face. His mouth is just full of mud because he was kind of screaming the whole time he was being dragged. He just go, "Oh, hi, I'm Hamel. What's this about the letters? How did you do that? I mean, first thing I know, last thing I knew, I was like at some party, hanging out with my fave friends, and then, well, now I'm here being dragged around by this burger to be."
And it's good to meet
very
you, but
nice.
in case anybody maybe read the letter and maybe doesn't remember all of it. I mean, I'm not saying this for myself or anything, but I mean, maybe could you remind people of what you said in that letter?
Yeah, some of us
And,
might have been.
And in the background, as this gnome explains, assuming they do, Cress is stuck in the wheels of this cart. So just in the background, that cow's trying to get out.
I believe it is canon that you can turn into an animal of any gender you want. So you absolutely have horns. I believe recently established, at least according to me, in D&D canon via EXU. But Grizzly, it begins explaining the contents of the letter, and just explains like, my days of adventure are behind me, but I have been lucky enough to make a few friends along the way who owe me favors, and when I learned recently that great trouble was coming, and yours were the faces that were shown to my friend, my gifted friend, and it turns out they were right, and the trouble that was coming, you were the ones to save me from, but I'm afraid. I'm afraid I may need more of your help. You see, and you remember the bandits who had already been booking it for the north when you rolled through those portals. It says, they've made off with it. The whole collection, the whole children's collection for our village, and I was in charge of it, and they have all of it. Please, adventurers, can you help me?
Absolutely, yeah. Oh gosh, I'm just so sorry that happened to you. Luckily, we do have a mount. But so if you were injured, you could just maybe just flop over it, just lie down on it, and
Oh, I'm all right, but I think your cow might be in a spot of trouble.
Oh, geez. Oh gosh.
I lean over to Tev and I say, this gnome assembled us from all across the plains to recover a children's collection.
I mean, to be quite honest, I mean, he seems pretty powerful, and I don't know about you, but I mean, it seems like he might could take care of this himself. If he's that powerful, because I mean, I'm not really underselling myself or anything here, but I don't think that I can do all that.
It does seem to, let's just say it to him. Excuse us, there seems to be some sort of a dichotomy between the power exerted to bring us all here and the inability to deal with common brigands that Steve here was able to incapacitate with merely a swing of his sheath blade to recover a children's collection, sir.
But it's a whole year of savings everybody puts into the pot, and we can't send them to the city for the festival without it.
Oh, well, that sounds like a shame.
I mean, it does kind of feel like we need to bite onto that hook, kind of like a bass out of the boat on a Sunday afternoon.
Look, I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
He points back at the portals. He says, I can't do this kind of thing. I have friends and they owe me a few favors, but.
Well, look, everyone has lots of different strengths. Mine happens to be inventing, but you never know. Maybe, Steve here? Steve. Hi, I'm Shelby. Nice to meet you.
We've met. We've met. I had to. I was security once in a town you came through to sell some things. We've met.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I feel terrible. Oh my goodness.
It's okay. I hear that all the time.
Shelby, roll a history check.
DC of 30.
18.
He kind of looks familiar.
But I feel like he does to everyone.
The town with the tall clock tower? Is that the one?
Yeah. Clock Towerington. Yeah. It was it. Yeah.
Towerington. That's right. There were so many things going on there. It was a really busy time.
Oh, not for me.
Oh, you got a little schmutz there. Here, let me give you here. Take this hanky. And you might just want to, right. Yeah, just a little up. Yeah. Yep. A little higher. Yep. There you go.
Ow. And that's how I discover I have an eyeball on my forehead.
And a handkerchief of truth.
Have everyone roll just a straight wisdom check right now.
6.
That is going to be dirty 20.
Also a dirty 20.
17.
18.
10.
All right. Flip and Shelby, it occurs to you that you have 6 portals, 5 adventurers, and 1 cow. Doesn't seem right.
That does remind me. When we came here, I went towards the brigands, you went towards the cow. I felt like I heard you making the moo noises. Did you have some sort of connection with the beast? It seemed to leap into battle after you spoke with it.
Oh yeah, we had a conversation and they agreed to help out. So
that's some cow.
Yeah. They seem very lovely.
She's laying down now because her head's stuck in like these wheel things, and she's given up and she's eating the grass that's under the cart.
It might be in a bit of distress. Perhaps we should help liberate it from the wheels of the cart before we set about doing whatever we've been summoned here to do. And I do go over and very, very ineffectively start like pulling and tugging at the wheels. Like, no, not like this.
Hold on a second. I might know a little bit about this. I know a thing or two about dancing. I mean, I didn't do too good in my middle school dance or anything, but I kind of got a little bit of fame over a little thing that happened through some scrying lenses, and I know a little bit about it, and I think I can. It's infectious, so I make other things dance. So just give me just a second. You see him start like dancing, and as he starts dancing, the wagon starts to animate, and it starts dancing as well. And it's doing it to the beat. And basically, the cow hopefully is not permanently injured, but it definitely should like be able to move it. And I can move it, 10 feet at a time, hopefully dislodging our bovine friend.
Can you describe the dance that you and the wagon do?
Yeah, I mean, it's just, in the middle of, and it's just, all kinds of, like huddle style dancing. And you see that as this is happening, you see, you don't know where it's coming from, but it's, go Tev. And, all this is like just really, really starting to thump and beat. And you see that the wagon is kind of jumping at first. So I'm sure that the head of, Mellie's cow is really doing it. And then eventually it kind of flips all the way over on its side, and then hopefully dislodges glasses or who knows what else. And it kind of lands, and it keeps just still thumping just a little bit. And Ted keeps going for much longer than he should, but then he eventually realizes that she's free and stops.
I don't know how you guys didn't realize the cow had glasses on, but they're not on anymore.
Oh, let's just make sure that we get these. We want you to be able to see where you're going now. Here you go. And I go and I kind of gently place them back on.
Steve's standing back by Flip and Hamill, and he blows his nose with the weird glowing handkerchief that Shelby gave him. And he just looks to Flip and says, I got in an argument with a cat once. I don't know why I just told you that. Then he pockets the handkerchief.
Did you win the argument?
I mean, really, if you're not going to be working towards harmony, are there winners and losers? I lost the argument.
Well, cats are vicious and tactical combatants. They are both physically and mentally superior in many ways to the humans. However, perhaps speaking of superior creatures, perhaps we should bring this seemingly oddly intelligent cow along with us before the bandits get too far ahead.
It does seem like something's going on with this cow. I mean,
she said she was happy to come along and help us. So,
Tev comes up to the cow and says, "Hi, I'm Tev. I didn't mean to, dislodge anything on you there, but you really do know how to move it. I was really, really proud of what you did there."
That was utterly the best joke I've ever heard.
The cow looks just you in the eyes. You notice that the cow's eyes are like just this bright gold color, but they're also just really blank. And then after like a moment, it just like big lick right up your face.
Oh man, I thought it was just staring right on down deep into my soul.
Tev, how long does that wagon stay animated when you animate it?
Well, that is an excellent question. It is going to animate for
14 days.
1 hour. Or
Amazing.
until it is reduced to 0 hit points.
So the wagon is having enjoyed its dance and kind of like doing some gratuitous wheel spins from its side. You can see it sort of rocking itself back up, trying to get itself back righted again. And you now have a cooperative cow and an animated wagon and one slightly desperate but very grateful halfling friend.
I think Shelby pulls out a notebook and writes down in a very kind of clumsy scrawl, dancing wagon. Question mark. Purple? Question mark. And then puts it away. And that was some really impressive, some magic there, Tev. What were you using? Do you mind if I kind of find out a little bit more about what you were using to do that?
Yeah, I mean, mostly this just happens because I believe in myself. And I really wish that everybody else would just believe in themselves too, because, we can make the world a better place. Everybody would just do that.
That sounds amazing.
That's such a nice disposition. I just appreciate how sunny that is. I had a roommate for a while. He was a half elf, and he was just grumpy. And I understand. Caught between two peoples and all that. And later, I found out he was a vampire, which comes out with all its own sorts of social stigmas in itself. But all I'm saying is, it's nice to just be around some positive folks.
My blood is magical.
I'd like to cast Detect Magic, please.
Your blood's
with
magical?
my Furball magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, please do.
So I will do that, please.
Well,
Magic
Steve's
blood.
handkerchief is going to go right off, obviously.
The cow.
And the cow is going to light up like a Christmas tree.
Oh my.
And Hamill's blood.
And anyone volunteer anything else that should be glowing right now?
My mustache.
Remarkable. It really is. So there's a bunch of transmutation magic over here on our friend.
Oh,
whose name I never got, and I switched back into Speech of Beast and Leaf. So I'm so sorry. What was your name?
My name is Cress.
Hello, Cress. It's so nice to meet you. I'm Shelby. Is there a reason? Is there a reason that you're in completely covered head to toe, like you were swimming in a lake in transmutation magic?
What's a transmutation?
It's when one thing changes into another thing.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just a cow. Wait, maybe I'm not. I'm not sure. But I don't. Am I a cow?
I don't know. History check?
With a
Chris
cow's
just-
-4 intelligence?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Yes.
Correct.
An 8.
You're just super not sure. You know?
This body feels strange, but also it feels right. And the grass is good. And
I'm
go
going
back
to
to eating
translate
grass.
all of this for everybody.
Could I potentially do like an Arcana check to see if I know what's going on with the cow?
I'm sure. Shelby has positively identified that there is transmutation magic all over the cow. But
Okay.
roll me an Arcana.
A 14.
I mean, this may not be good to say, but I remember my daddy and I, back in our small town where I grew up, one time somebody came through and they were polymorphed, and when that polymorph happened, the way that you pop them out of there is, and I mean, this is the part where we probably got to get this right, but I mean, you just keep smacking them until you kill them, and then once that killing happens, then everybody pops back and everything's fine, like the magic goes away.
Hamill at this point is picking up a little log. He's going like, yeah, I kind of had the same inkling.
Magics of that sort require concentration. If the cow does not wish to be a cow, just stop being a cow. That is within your power, Chris. Just don't be a cow.
That's so
Stop being
motivational.
That might work
bad.
too. That might work too.
That does seem in line with what Tess was saying about the dancing wagon. It's the belief in yourself, and you can be whatever you want to be. That's right?
So
It's the self-belief magic.
I
that moves
assume-
I can
slow
get
that-
behind that.
Yeah, I assume she has chosen to be the cow
The
because she
cow-
could not be the cow.
Looks really deep in thought. And then it turns into another cow that's blue. Because I'm going to use a wild shape to turn into a cow.
And as we learn why ruminants have their name, your thoughtful cow has turned into a different blue cow. But now that you've used a wild shape, what does that mean for your intelligence?
Oh, it
I
must
have
be
my own
sad.
intelligence now, which is a little higher than a cow. And I'm going to then turn to Shelby because I know that she can understand me as a cow. And I'll say, I'm not a cow. But for right now, I'm going to be a cow. I can carry people if you want, but I'm a person. I'm an elf, actually. But right now, I'm a cow. And then I'm going to go back to eating grass.
So Cress is actually an elf. She's a person, and she's happy to help us out by carrying people, so we can go do the things that we have to do. But she wants to be like a cow right now, so I think that's awesome.
I mean, we also have a dancing wagon people can pile up in if we needed to
That's
get
true.
anywhere for about another 50 minutes or so.
Hey, Grizzleby, were we supposed to chase those bandits?
I would appreciate it. I think maybe we could follow them. It sounds dangerous, but you all seem pretty strong.
I'm going to use my forehead eye because I want to make sure we get that donation's worth of forehead eye in to try to track the wagon to sort of get a good plan of pursuit.
Yeah, let's do that. Take a look at to the north. Let me pull you up here. It's
I have an advantage on this perception check.
You sure do.
I think as Cress changes shape, something about the change in the magic activates something that hits my wild magic surge, and suddenly there was a unicorn standing right next to me. And I'm just kind of looking between the two of them, a little bit confused as to which one is the shape that Cress is talking about being.
This has been an unusual day.
Is it always like this? Is it always like this on normally, I stop seeing adventures once they steal a bunch of horses and ride off, for whatever, and that's kind of where I leave you. Is it usually like
criminals.
Yeah, a lot of the murder hoboing, but no, not like this. Not usually. No, not so early in the day, at least.
Oh, that's fair. I rolled a 13, Amy, for that perception check, which was better than the natural 1.
Yeah.
So thanks, Third Eye.
You've got it looks like the wagon like just went straight north on that road. It seems like you're not convinced you'd be catching it if it did anything particularly unusual, but it's not hard to tell. It's pretty fresh. There's the ground around here. It's like it's not muddy, but there doesn't look like it's a particularly well-traveled road. So you can almost vaguely see like the dust is still settling to the north of here.
All right. I'll relay that information. It seems like we can catch up pretty quick.
Yes,
Okay.
well then,
Straight shot.
Yip. Wait, I don't know if the cow flies, but yes, we should probably move along.
Onward.
Well, now I feel weird about riding the cow.
She said it was
slow.
okay.
The cow did
It
consent.
just- As long as you're not still threatening to kill her, because in that case, I'm not going to let you ride her, because then you might be stabbing. And that's not okay.
No, I don't
Does
need
the
people.
small one
That's-
want to ride,
Oh, okay.
Shelby? I can get, and I'll crouch so that it's easier for small people to get onto the cow.
Thank you. Just gonna lumber on. Just gonna like wrap my arms around your neck.
I think I'll take my chances with the dancing wagon. I like the groove. You can feel it as much as hear it. Yeah.
Grizzleby Flip will sort of follow you up, looking a little bit uncertainly at the still grooving wagon.
Wait. Where did everybody go?
Oh yeah, wild magic. Every creature, let's see, for Cress, everyone except for Cress is invisible for the next minute. So as you watch your new friends climb up into that wagon, they're gone. Everyone is gone. It's just you and a dancing wagon. With
This is
and
very
a field.
strange. I'm just going to walk in the direction that Steve pointed, thinking that this was a vision meant to inspire me on to my destiny. And so I will cow gallop in that direction.
Camel, roll to hold on to the cow who may or may not still be able to tell you're on her back.
What would you like me to roll?
Make that one acrobatics.
Old tail.
That is a 19.
All right, you're good.
Ooh.
You know what? You feel like you should have tried this a long time ago. You've been missing out on a mode of travel, which is sort of steady and determined, and barreling northwards here.
I'm actually just like planked on the cow at this point.
No one can see it,
Hey,
but trust that it's very cool.
Hey, Flip, you still there?
Yes, I am right here.
No, it happened.
Mhm. What, is it the invisibility
Sorry, the
that is
U2
causing
thing.
you some distress?
Sorry, the
Steve?
U2 thing happened. Okay, I'm back.
An unreliable magic item for Joe Starr.
Sorry, I have my earbuds play that U2 album that's still on iTunes every now and then, and it just happened. What'd you say?
I
Sorry,
said
Flip.
yes,
Flip, you still there?
I am. You are having quite the first adventure, I must admit. Yes, I'm here in the dancing wagon.
Yeah, no, this is
And listen,
this has
if you're
been
not
pretty
here,
interesting.
we're gonna get down the road with or without you.
Yes,
No,
everyone
I'm here.
Yes,
I just
good.
just a little weirdness. Like I feel like a little like I don't know, like jumpy, like I've had a little too much coffee. Is that normal?
That is the haste. You will be hit with a crushing fatigue the moment that it ends, which should be about now. Yeah,
Just remember, it's a
seat.
beautiful day.
Yeah, just lay on the wagon. Let its gentle grooves relax you.
Take a short rest if you'd like, just to recover your energies
geez.
a bit.
I wiped
I mean, I don't know
my,
how long
forehead.
a ride is going to be, but a few minutes of just hanging out, sitting, walking,
Yeah.
maybe having some water,
You know-
water to hydrate, snacks. The
No, you're
usual.
right. I should relax a little bit, and I blot my forehead again a bit with the handkerchief, and I just say, my dad's never going to be proud of me. Why do I just keep saying things?
Well, but that's the thing that I can tell you. I've wanted approval from my dad for a very, very long time, and what I can tell you that I still haven't found what I'm looking for. But you got to just really hold on to yourself and really believe in yourself. And at
You're
the end
right.
of the day, that's all you need.
Yeah, because otherwise
Yes.
we've just been stuck in a moment and we can't get out of it. That's right. That's right.
Again,
Amy, did we arrive at the bandit camp?
You have been traveling north for some time. You
Is
popped
there enough
back
time for a short
visibly.
rest and recovering anything?
Did
might
you
need
guys
back?
decide to stop for the short rest?
well,
while
I mean,
we're
we're on a
going.
wagon, so
Sure.
I mean, for the last 10 minutes of that short
this
rest,
is my
everybody's got to
detect
get
magic
out of
back.
the wagon because the wagon stops going
Mm-hmm.
because it only lasts for about an hour.
Well, you can hitch up the cow to the wagon.
That wagon gets to keep on dancing.
Mm-hmm.
So
maybe
you
less
see-
literally dancing now, but
When the invisibility fades, you sort of you see Shelby with the notebook again, adding to the line about the wagon, the dancing wagon, purple question mark, and then she writes invisible exclamation point underline.
So, please, everybody, take the benefits of a short rest. I think Hamill, you're the only one who has sustained some dragging behind a cow damage at this point. Up to you what you do at this time. But it is not that long a journey. You get a short rest in, but you keep following those tracks to the north until you reach a crossroads, and unfortunately, you see a little old lady raking her a nice, clean, smooth surface across the road at the crossroads.
Oh, well, this seems
no.
perfectly normal.
Do not enter into any arrangements or trades with this lady, okay? That's adventurer rule number 1. No bargains at crossroads.
Oh, well, I don't know. She might be a street vendor or something.
This
Hello,
feels-
ma'am.
Or one of the Boulettes. Hello, Boulettes.
Oh, my name's Bertha, but you're close.
Hello, Bertha. So giving it a really good look with survival, can I see anything in terms of where they might have gone?
So, give me a survival roll, but it's going to be a pretty high DC because it looks like her whole day today is smoothing out these roads.
14, but I'll give it one more shot just
Sure.
in case. I'll use one of my rerolls.
I still
Exactly the
feel-
same number. Yep.
You know, I got that withdrawal from haste, but I still feel sort of like jumpy. It's weird.
Still
Assuming
moments,
that,
Steve.
it's been some time, I think my wild shape is going to wear off at this point. And finally, you all see an elf, an elf named Cress, and she again has basically like cow eyes, like they're just wide and sweet and unassuming. And she's just kind of staring wide-eyed. She looks at the woman and she's like, "Excuse me, have you seen bandits pass by here?"
Oh, you're not a cow at all.
No, I was a cow. Well, sometimes I'm a cow. I don't think it's wrong to be a cow. I like cows.
Well, I like cows. And, and she gets a funny look on her face. She's like, I might have seen something. But, it's such a boring job cleaning up this crossroads.
Oh, we could help.
How could I help?
Well, you see, I've got this set of ropes. Have you ever been stuck at a crossroads and wish that you could have a better way of clearing the space? Have I got a solution for you?
Oh, but there's got to be a better way. This is going to be great.
I start
mean-
hitting prestidigitation on every dirty thing I can see.
Digs through her bag and pulls out a set of robes. They're just pretty common robes, but there's a loud whistling sound when they come out, and a very slight puff of air. She pulls out a set of robes of whistles. You can blow away the dust and be heard for miles.
All right, she is listening, but I am going to need, please, a performance check
gosh.
from Shelby.
And hold on. At this point, Tev's just going to jump in, and he's kind of talking at this point to whoever's around him, and he says, "That woman is strong, powerful, and beautiful. And if she ever happened to arm wrestle, I don't want to see this now. If she ever arm wrestled Laryl Silverhand, I don't want to see that, but I couldn't take my eyes off of it. And I'm going to give her a bardic inspiration there. And with
one
this
next to
bardic
you?
inspiration, you also get a mote of potential that materializes around you and kind of starts floating around you. And on, whenever you use this, if you happen to use it this time, depending on how you use it, you can ask me, and it's going to do different things. If it's for a skill check, you can basically roll with advantage.
Ooh, I would love to use that. That would be great. So let's try it again. Oh no, I'll use the first one.
Oh, that's right.
And it's a D6 for your bardic inspiration, or D8 right now? D8?
It might be a D8.
6.
Okay.
I think. Yes, D6.
So that puts me at 17.
You didn't get a 14 the first time?
I had an 11 the first
It's a D8.
performance
I'm
check.
sorry.
Oh, okay.
D8.
Oh, that's an 8. Okay, so that's a 19.
Heck yes. And with a 19, she is spellbound. How do you close the pitch? How do you bring it home?
And that is why you'll need to wear these fantastic robes, keep everyone aware of your location, and blow that dust away.
They would know where I am. The dust would move by itself, and I would look so fancy.
Oh, dashing, or pretty, or fantastic. Or take your pick of adjective.
And with stars in her eyes, Bertha puts down her broom and goes digging for her purse of copper coins.
Oh, no. Just if you should ever come across the battle bullets, just tell them about me. My name is Shelby.
Also, the bandits.
Shall be
Did you see
named.
the bandits? I think.
Oh, right, in the bandits. I forgot.
Oh yeah. They went east.
Oh, thank you.
The
And
battle bullets?
noticing that, like, if we continue walking, we're going to make a mess of the area she's been cleaning. I am going to cast a spell, and I'm just going to sort of pull out this stone that looks like a glittery kind of moon rock and just kind of wave it around and cast Passage of the Hidden, which is a reflavored version of what is it? Man, I customized the name and I already forgot. Thank you very much. Wow. Pass it a trace. So we have an hour where we can be really stealthy heading towards these bandits, and we're not going to leave tracks in her cleaned up, dusty area.
Amazing.
The robe really only goes. It doesn't blow much. It's all of the items Shelby makes are mashed up magical items from, but they're very, very useless for the most part.
All right, Steve, you've been watching this, and roll me survival.
Oh no. I will. Here it is. I'm going to use my advantage because that was a 5. Here we go. All right, that's a dirty 20.
All right. You can't tell what it is that's itching in your skin, but there's some voice in the back of your head says maybe you should walk off into this field a little ways before you start to itching at that skin. It just some kind of instinct inside that rears up for you.
All right. Yeah. Hey, folks. Before we get going, I hate to be the dilly dallier, but I'm just gonna make a quick pit stop, real quick behind them shrubs, if that's all right.
When you've got to go, you've got to go.
All right. Thank you. I'll just be a minute. And Steve kind of like hurries over behind the shrubs, finds the right spot, and from your all's point of view, you don't see anything, and then you see this horrific explosion of mystical like skulls and horrific like zombies and whites and revenants like pouring out that just and then vanish. And a minute later, Steve sort of like reemerges, just kind of like dusting himself off.
I guess
I
he
don't
really
want to
did.
know what he was eating.
Yeah, he had a real brown bear clawing at the back door.
Thank you for the purchaser of the wild magic surge that was responsible for that blast of necrotic damage out of our friend Good Steve Goodshire. Please keep them coming. I'm having a very fun time. Hopefully we won't leave any unused here. I know we're going a little out of order with them.
Thought it was Hamill that had eaten all the strange foods in the other plane of existence, not Steve.
Meanwhile, as you say that, Cress is picking grass out of her teeth.
All right. You successfully take the eastern road. You find the point where the tracks break off the road to the north. And it so whoever is in front at that point, roll me a quick nature check to see.
I think it's Cress because she just walks. She doesn't think. She probably left as Steve was doing his business in the back. I'm gonna use my reroll on that though. Hey, there we go. It's me a 19.
Excellent. With a 19, you are pretty easily able to find where the bandits broke off on the road to the north and headed up through the woods. The mountains are still on your right. They're a lot closer now that you've moved. You can see the signs of that village to the south, which might be the one Grizzleby's talking about, but it's pretty distant. And these just seem to be wild woods edging on swamps at the edge of this mountain range. And the good news is that you have successfully located those tracks. The bad news is that you are going over dirt and you are going over muck, and then all of a sudden, a different texture is underneath your feet.
I just look down. I'm like, oh, that's strange.
It's also at this moment that Tev completely disappears, and he is not heard from at all. Actually, like he can't be heard by the rest of the party, and he can't be like his movements can't be heard. And so he just kind of, at this moment thinks to himself, there are a lot of things worse than being alone, and that's being invisible and alone. And it's really hard for me to remember right now that I'm not actually alone. And I'm just
Tev? Tev?
Hey, where's Mr. T?
I did not realize
he wild magic roll of 90 for Adam.
Had such a command of the stealthy arts. Or did he take a portal that we didn't notice?
So we're on grass now, though, right?
I
we
would
see
say that I
any-
had a brown bear clawing at
Can
my
we
back,
see
but
any
nobody could
imprints
hear me.
on the grass of where he's walking?
We're passed without traced.
We're past that trace. There's no tracks. I'm gonna crouch down. I'm just poking at the weird ground, not really noticing anything is amiss.
Am I still on Cress's back? Are you?
I was gonna say that I would offer to carry you. And
Oh, yes, I
that
would take
it would
any-
just definitely slow down because
Just
I have an 8
Piggyback
strength.
elf.
But I'm definitely doing my darndest.
Are you in your humanoid form, or are you still a cow?
I'm an elf now.
Oh, okay. Well, I
I'll
just stay on
carry
your
you.
back.
Yeah,
No, I
she'll
just stay
carry
on your
you.
back.
Yeah.
So the
Happily,
the situation.
she ties a little
Halfling.
almost like a baby Bjorn, but on the back and just carries you. And then she's bending down to touch the ground now.
It's
So
like the cutest
unfortunately-
thing.
That means that both of you are together as you walk forward from the grass. I would like to thank whoever sent the donation for my adventurers in the middle of this forest to encounter the rug of smothering.
Oh
So dirt, grass, and oddly a woven texture that is first under your feet
Oh.
and then potentially all around you.
no. This is so strange.
I
Actually,
don't
a
have
really
an
nice
encounter
rug.
built for this, so I'm gonna do it real quick.
Why would anybody have just left this out here?
But it's fantastically beautiful. But it
It
does
is.
not usually grow in this kind of terrain. You haven't seen rugs growing in the middle of the ground like
Well,
this before.
Where I live I do weaving, and I do just leave my rugs on the ground.
All right. Does a 17
Adam, you're
hit you,
muted.
Cress?
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, 1 medium or smaller creature. So I
Delightful.
guess Hamel falls off of your back at this time. You are grappled by the
Love it.
rug that has emerged from the ground on either side of you. Until this grapple ends, you cannot see, you cannot move. You are at risk of suffocating. But the rug can't come for anybody else.
This is very strange. My rugs don't do this.
Yeah, I'm just gonna reuse those initiatives from earlier. Shelby, you're up top.
Oh my, we should get you out of there. May I please, go ahead and use my psychic blades. I will make an attack with my psychic blades. Actually, first I'm going to, as a bonus action, go ahead and use bolster it with the where is it? The booster for the psionic power.
You have
To give myself advantage on it.
yeah.
So I will do that, and then I will sneak attack with my psychic blades.
Oh, please do.
I would like to. And I'm going to aim for the part of the rug that is not bulging with a crest. 17 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
Okay. 8 plus my sneak attack, which is 3d6. 8 plus 12 is 20 points of damage.
So you're attacking with your psychic knives, right?
I am. So you see Shelby conjure. It's almost like a tie-dyed blade. It just appears in Shelby's hand, and she just into the rug.
Almost faster than the eye can travel, the tie-dyed blade in the Firbolg's hands shoots down in between the threads of this carpet as if slicing like a knife through butter. And it let's see. Oh, unfortunately, okay, 20 points of damage?
20 points damage.
10 points are gonna slice off of that rug there. And unfortunately, a little bit of splash damage is gonna go to our friend Cress.
Oh, no. It felt like I just got a knife in my brain. That's strange. Ow.
That slice, as the rug shrugged out of your way, it seemed as if it redirected the slice of your knife through its own threads. So there's just a nick in the corner of that central bundle, and you can see a piece of the blue arm of your friend before the rug closes back up over it. But it is the worse for wear. And next up is Flip.
But it is still alive. Is it like very clearly damaged?
You can see damage, but maybe not so much as there would have been had I not suddenly read the description of the Rug of Smothering. Very sorry. Thank you for throwing. I like this monster. I have not run one before. I forgot about the damage transfer.
Roughly how big is it?
The rug itself is a large construct. So what's that? 20 by 20? Or 15 by 15?
It's
10 by 10.
10 by 10.
I'm way off. 10 by 10.
Hold on. Let me just. You said it's a large construct. Hold on. Okay. All right. Well, that won't work. I just look at it for a moment and I say, try not to move, anyone, and then magic missile. Yeah. I'm like, I will aim precisely at the non-bulgy spots, having no idea that this is going to transfer and hurt them inside.
Yep.
So 5, 8, 12 total points of damage.
Okay, so that is 6 from Cress, but another 6 out of the rug, which is what does your magic missile look like? Flip.
For me, it looks like coins just hurtling straight forward, hitting things.
So after the slicing of the tie-dye knife, the sharpness of coins flinging through the air with a strange gambit-style accuracy, landing in the subtle folds of the rug at somehow its most vulnerable spots. They rain down on it, doing 6 points of damage. The rug looks cranky, but is not down yet. And next up is Chris.
Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
So I'm just grappled, not restrained, right?
You are unfortunately restrained.
Okay, so that means I have. I don't remember. There we go. Restrained becomes. I can open it up on D&D Beyond. I can just open up the condition right on my sheet.
Seriously, changing.
Excellent.
Incredible
Okay,
digital
cool.
tool
This
set.
is fine. It's
We're
a very
also
incredible
raising money
digital
for
tool set
charity.
and raising money for Jasper's Game Day and Stack Up. And you can
That's
donate to
amazing.
help us
Such
or to put
amazing.
another rug in our lives. But I would like to. I am able to just kind of scoop. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, rug. And I'm just gonna grab out of my pack my weaver's tools.
I will say before you can do that, I am gonna need you to.
Oh, yes.
Depending on whether you're trying to escape, which could come up, or I guess this just happens at the start of your turn. You are gonna take a little 2d6 plus 3 bludgeoning damage from that.
No
rug.
worries.
Some worries, a few worries. I'm just rolling on random people's pages, and I'm sorry
Excellent.
about that. That's the solution I'm going with at the moment.
As we realize, we're almost 50% of our goal already for day
That's
one. So thank you, everybody.
awesome.
What? Yeah, that's I believe 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
Chris, as it
Oh,
squeezes you.
Okay, I just need to. You'll just excuse. And I pull out my weaver's tools, and I'm proficient with weaver's tools. I make rugs and tapestries, and I just want to find one of those kind of loose threads, the weak points, and use these tools to just split it open instead of attacking it. I would just like to dismantle it.
I love that very much, but what I would like to rule is that having your weaver's tools on you, instead of making an ordinary attempt to escape the grapple, you are attempting to escape via the use of your weaver's tools.
Correct,
and
yeah.
that I'm going to rule that that's going to give you advantage on this escape attempt.
Okay.
And please, if you're add your proficiency bonus,
Right.
and make that escape check.
Sounds good. And
Roll
is it
for
still
weaving.
just an acrobatics or athletics, or is it going to be like a tool check entirely?
Just make what you would use for your tool check. What's that, Dex?
Sweet. Well, I mean, it depends. Am I using my wisdom to find the loose thread that I know will unravel an opening in this rug?
There is an element of physical struggle here, so let's stick with Dex.
Okay, sounds good. And I'm going to add my proficiency, so I'll roll it and then just add whatever that is after. Oh, that's pretty good. So that's going to be 15 plus 3 is 18.
Heck yes! Don't mess with textile people. With an 18, you are able to pull apart through the gaps where the knife went in.
I'm so sorry.
Where the coin went. The warp and the weft of this rug fall apart in your hands as you find the right angle and you pull it open. And Crest, you emerge stumbling from the rug of Smothering.
Oh, I'm so. It is such a nice rug. Oh, you're all hello. And I'm just gonna stumble away. I look very bruised and battered, but fine. I'm just kind of like stumbling off to the side a little bit. I find Hamel, and I just kind of. I'm so sorry. I just need to lean on him a little bit. And that's my turn.
It's at this point. Are we still in combat at this point?
I mean, the rug is still alive.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Never
So
mind.
that would make
Back in my
Steve
invisible
up
form.
next, but we'll be you're after Steve.
Oh, am I up?
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, my guard training kicks in, and once I see that Cress is free and clear, I'm going to try to non-violently. My correct guard training has kicked in, and as how guards should be trained across the realm, really, I'm going to try to non-lethally and non-violently restrain part of the rug and make a call for mental health resources. Because, this rug's just sitting here attacking strangers. There's something more going on.
Okay, tell me what that looks like.
Well, it looks great. He's going to sort of try to wrap, just sort of kind of like UFC style, kind of get a nice lock on, about half the rug with his arms and legs. It's a little awkward because when he goes down, to kind of get on the mat, he falls on his short sword. It's kind of like falling on your keys. That's no fun. So yeah, it's sort of a kind of going for an unarmed grappling situation here.
Sure. You've got 100 square feet of rug, and you are trying to get your arms all the way around it. Make.
Oh, it's 100 square feet. He's gonna sort of try to get a little bit of it that's kind of bunched up and just kind of get at it.
But you can try this. Let's see. You want to?
That was a shore of a DM who's just resigned.
No. That was the DM who's looking up the grapple rules real quick as she goes, just to make sure. And it's large or medium. You can do this.
All right.
And so you try to seize the target by making a grapple check instead of an attack roll. A strength athletics check contested by the target's strength or dexterity.
Ooh, all right. I'm gonna make this athletics roll. Should have waited to fart out all that necrotic damage with this this thing. That's a 10.
And I will say that I have been given y'all. I guess you can pay money to give me disadvantage. Seems unfair.
And Steve, we do have some advantages that have gone unused.
Yeah, we have 3 rerolls, I think.
We have 3 floating in the pool.
Well, if y'all don't mind.
Please do. It's all about you, Steve. You're the main character.
19.
Oh, so you got a 19, and I have, let's see. Oops. And I've got a 5 plus. That's not gonna do it. That's gonna get me to an 8. Yeah. You absolutely get your trained guard. You know what? The thing that you have done is help calm some people down. Maybe you undervalue this role in your position as a guard of a town. But it's not always about beating people up with the sheath of a sword. Sometimes you have been called on to just help someone, just like you were trying to do here, who might need some resources. You get your arms all the way around that rug, and you are speaking soothing words to it as you prevent it from smothering again.
Hey, buddy, I think what this is just kind of a misunderstanding, of, just some people that ran into each other, wrong place, wrong time. Bad days happen to rugs and people alike. Lord knows, and, really, I know you're a little unwoven right now and you're feeling a little bare. But I feel like, we can kind of, get your day threaded a little bit back together. We're here to listen.
So the rug doesn't speak any languages, but it feels the soothing effect of your words. I want to say, Tev and Hamill, what would you all like to do at this while the rug is temporarily?
So no one is hearing this, but Tev just simply says, "I'd like to think that love is the universal language," and then you also. I'm for invisible and unhearable, and so I am going on and saying all kinds of comforting things to Cress because she's been through a situation, and I move over to where she is. She doesn't hear it or anything else, and then finally, again talking to himself, he just says, "You gonna give me the cold shoulder and the silent treatment? That's a combo." does it come with a medium drink? And eventually he just like he's just kind of well, even if you aren't going to talk to me, I'm still going to try to help you. And he reaches out and touches her and casts cure wounds. And as soon as I cast the spell, I become visible again.
Oh,
there you are.
Tev, where did you go?
I was right here the whole time.
We met a rug.
Yeah, I see that. I've been here the whole time. Could y'all not see me?
Oh, I didn't, but I was inside the rug.
You might have still had a touch of that invisibility we seemed to have earlier.
I mean, that's some of the
Just
best
a little
stuff I've ever
relapse
said.
for a moment there. It happens.
It's just for an audience of one, I guess. But yeah. And so I'm casting.
That means it'll be fresh for all of us when you decide to do it again. So
Amazing.
just pocket that. And then Shelby takes out her notebook and she writes attack rug ? And then she crosses out and she writes hug rug !
And that's going to restore 11 hit points.
Oh, thank you. Delightful.
As that
I need someone to make attack rug hug rug with the Drake meme.
I mean, it feels like it's the rod of scowls situation. You have attack rug, hug rug.
All right, quite quickly, Tev, what does your cure wounds look like?
I mean, if I was really thinking about it real hard, and I was, because nobody was hearing me for at least 10, 15 minutes there probably. And I'm thinking about it real hard, and it's going to look like puppies and rainbows and butterflies and everything that's good in this world.
And that is what floats all around you, Cress. You look very natural, covered in puppies and rainbows. As the magic suffuses you and surrounds you and settles into you. And
so
Camel,
nice.
the rug
Feels
is
good to be seen.
Oh. The rug is contemplating its existence. It can tell that something doesn't want to harm it, but it is currently grappled, and Hamel, the turn is to you.
Seeing the strategy that Steve is trying out, I'm gonna join in, and I will cast a mage hand. My mage hand looks like a little chicken foot, and this little chicken foot will fly over to the rug and just kind of like pet it, like, "Oh, there, killer rug, you're just fine, okay?" And I'll give Steve a thumbs up, and I'll give you a D6 inspiration, Steve.
I love it. And with that, I am as we wait to see how the rug takes to its final soothing outreach from our group, we are going to quickly take ourselves a little break. Thank you so much for donating so far. We will see you in just a couple of minutes to finish off
We should
this.
note that we are halfway to the goal.
We're halfway to the goal already. It's day one. Thank you so much for joining us for these anniversary week games. I'm so grateful for all of you who are showing up and donating right now. We will be back to finish up our reunion game, and we thank you so much for watching. Please stay tuned. And we are back again. Thank you all so much for smashing past the halfway point on day one of our anniversary week special games for Jasper's Game Day and Stack Up. Again, Jasper's Game Day is a nonprofit organization that raises money for suicide prevention and to combat the stigma around discussing mental health. Stack Up is a charity that supports active duty service members and veterans with mental health with the power of gaming. We are really happy, proud, and grateful to be partnered up with these two organizations this week for our fundraising, and we appreciate so much everything y'all are able to do towards that goal, and towards making us blink in and out of existence in the game, and emit necrotic damage, and do all kinds of things, and meet new friendly rugs. But before we get back into it, my name is Amy Dallen. My pronouns are she, her. I am currently piloting Grizzleby, our NPC friend. His pronouns are he, him. He is an elderly halfling. And if the rest of y'all would just quickly reintroduce yourself and who you're playing. Joe Starr.
Hi, I'm Joe. I'm playing Steve. We are both he, him, and we're both fighters. We're both human fighters.
I noticed you didn't specify you were both human, and that seemed a little suspicious for a moment there. We all logged that.
It really
pause.
was.
Steve is human.
Human.
Mellie Doucette.
Yes, hello. I am Mellie Doucette. My pronouns are she, her. I am playing Cress, who is a Circle of Stars druid, and she is also she, her.
Michael Galvis.
Hello, I am Michael. My pronouns are he, him, and I am playing Hamel Spitstew, a Divine Soul Sorcerer 5, Bard 1, and his pronouns are he, him.
Adam Bradford.
Hi, I'm Adam. My pronouns are he, him, and I am playing Tev Lassile, and his pronouns are also he, him.
What does Ted do?
He believes in people. He's also a bard.
Jen Kretchmer.
Jen Kretchmer pronouns are she, they. I am currently playing Shelby named, who goes by Shelby. Shelby's pronouns are she, her. Shelby is a Fierbolg Soul Knife rogue.
Edith Walters.
Hello, B. Dave Walters. He, him, playing the halfling divination wizard for Frunda Lockensteel, but you might call him Flip, who is also a he, him.
I can't tell you how grateful I was when you added that, but you can call him Flip, because I've been staring in joy and fear at that character name for several days. But speaking of joy and fear and all of the emotions that can run through the mind of an unaligned rug, suddenly popping into existence in a very confused manner in a meadow in an undisclosed area of the world, only to be trod upon, engulf the first thing it saw, split back open, and then soothed in the gentle arms of a town guard who is in the right place at the right time to speak the words that this rug might need to hear, as taking into account Hamel's intervention and Steve's intervention, the rug appears inclined to just sort of settle back down into the edge of the forest and slither away unless anyone stops it.
Good luck, Rug.
And with a friendly wave, the rug of all done smothering exits into the forest. And Grizzleby looks around and goes, it's been quite a dramatic journey, but I really want to get that treasury back. I'm going to be in so much trouble. And like I said, I have friends that I owe some favors to, but there's no one I can call on that can put this genie back in the bottle, you know?
I do know wizards capable of literally putting genies into bottles.
Wow.
Like I said, all my escapades were in the past. So I guess that's why I'm just so grateful all of you could show up and help out. I think that looked like we were headed this way.
Yes, good news. You are mid-escapade right now. And I kind of slap him on the arm and start walking.
He's not clear whether he's thrilled by that or sort of like, whoa, that's a very real thought to suddenly realize that you're mid-escapade. But he goes,
hey, this one's my first too. Don't even worry about it. We're gonna be okay. And he kind of blots some sweat off of his face with the handkerchief, and then kind of pauses and says, "I get really uncomfortable eating in front of people."
That's understandable.
Did that third eye close up? Can you just do that on command?
Well, sometimes if you put a little bit of ointment on it and you just give it a little bit of time to go away. You can also cover it with some concealer.
Well, I'm learning all sorts of new things. How to work with a group, makeup tips. This is amazing.
As you were having this discussion, not particularly usefully, a wild magic surge comes through for B. Dave Walters of a 51, which means a spectral shield is hovering next to you, and will do so for the next minute, granting you a +2 bonus to AC and immunity to magic missile.
Oh, hello, friends. And I will move as fast as my little halfling legs will carry me on the off chance of running into brigands in the next minute.
I'll pick up Hamel and begin trouncing after.
Oh, just a moment. I'm gonna walk over to our little halfling friend, and I'm going to put my hand on his shoulder, and I'm going to start weaving a little arcane spell, and I'm going to twin cast mage armor on him and myself, As I say, we're probably going to run into some trouble. So us halflings, we got to stick together, okay? And as I say this, little fruits and vegetables begin to grow across my leather armor. And for him, he will have bread and cupcakes and all manner of delicious desserts.
That's convenient.
No, that's a
Oh,
good
nice.
idea. I'll go ahead and cast my mage armor too, actually, which just looks like a vaguely purplish outline of a very slightly larger me over.
I love that. And unfortunately, I have just rolled a d6 to decide how this was going to go. But as you put on your slightly larger purple version of yourself, it doesn't look exactly the way you might have expected. Because that wild magic surge hit 55, which means your hair falls out. It's going to grow back within 24 hours. But you and your construct self just gone.
It's,
Oh, that's beautiful.
I never thought I had the head for it. I was afraid I looked like the chocolate and chip with my head, but so be it.
I think the shape is lovely.
That's
And I'm looking from the top side, and I think it looks great on you.
I appreciate your support, my large friend. Thank you. I feel much better about this predicament. Too bad the shield didn't protect me from that.
I pat you on the shoulder a little bit accidentally too roughly because I'm not great with the muscle control, but it's good. It's a good look.
No, it's fine. It's not you. I'm more of a thinker than the
Mellie?
What time of day is it?
It is late afternoon.
Okay.
Going on evening.
Cress is just gonna look up at the sky. She has a very strong sense for where stars are, so even though she can't see them, she just can feel them and feel their position, and she realizes something about one of the constellations that's just not visible to most eyes. And then she turns to our halfling friend and, can you describe very specifically something that is in the case that we're going to find?
Let's see. It was just my dad. We raised all the funds. So a few gold pieces, a good number of silver. He looks proud.
Is there anything unique?
There was, with that bag, I think I left in there, and my old dagger, an old dagger of mine, I think might have ended up in that bag with the money.
Could you describe it to me?
So,
and she pulls out a star map and she just starts tracing some paths.
Wait, now we left a dagger in the thing that's intended for children.
Well, they don't eat. It's a bag of money, but I had the dagger with me when they got it.
I thought we were looking after something else this entire time. So thank you very much for setting that straight.
Children eat money here?
I was not clear on it as well, yeah.
Sorry, money for the kids.
Oh,
I thought it was like an art collection.
You're passing the collection plate in the pew on
that makes
sense.
It would be quite strange if you just collected children. That might be a reason that we'd have to go after somebody.
I thought it was a collection of storybooks or something that was going to.
That is what there was a children's collection. I thought the books was a kinder. Yeah, I thought the same thing.
Good ideas. I guess we just it's just all
maybe
the funds
that's what you could buy with the collection. You could use that to make a children's collection.
Well, if we get it back, I would love that.
We're going to get it back.
They definitely say money is power, but also knowledge is power. So I think that's a great way to go there, Tef.
I'm not sure you know how psychologically healthy that actually is.
I'm so glad.
I still don't understand what a collection is, but I know what a dagger looks like. Does it have any unique parts to it? Describe it in as much detail as you can. And as we do, as he does, I'm going to start to kind of mumble the description back and trace a path on this star map to cast Ursa's Trail, which is a locate object.
Amazing! All right. So he describes just a pretty ordinary dagger, but he happens to remember that it's got one side of the hilt is damaged halfway across. when it got run over by a piece of farm equipment a few years back. And so you can describe it with some affection and detail. It's not a particularly special item. But he does know what it looks like, and he gives you that picture.
Sweet. So if that feels like it is specific enough that I can pinpoint it, then I kind of know the general direction if it's within 1,000 feet. And then when we're within 30 feet, I can, nope, never mind. So within 1,000 feet, I know the general direction.
And his face lights up, just aglow, at this, as you, it seems like it's gonna work, because he's clearly got so much tied into this. And you suddenly are just totally aware that northeast, dead into the mountains, just not that far past the edge of the forest that you're standing in, you're getting a ping on that item.
Sweet. And nobody else can see this, but the way I see it is just like basically like almost like a dotted line path of just stars start to just lead the way. And I just follow. I don't stop or wait or think. I just walk in a straight line following it as best I can. I think it's this way.
I will hurry and then climb on your back too while you're walking off.
Oh yes, sorry.
And the piggyback resumes. Excellent. As you make your way through the edge of that forest, the mountains are very tall, very intimidating. They're beautiful in their own way, and especially as the sun begins to transition into a setting sun, adding hues of red to the purples and the grays of the Worms Bite Mountains. You are it's not that long before you all emerge from the edge of the trees. And just a little ways ahead, you can see that there's a break between two extremely steep hills. It looks like there's a small vale right in here that you are getting that ping. You're not quite 30 feet away yet, but it looks like if you had to guess, you'd say you're about to be. And so you all cross that space into this rocky crevasse between two cliffs. And as they rise on your right and your left and in front of you, there's a beautiful little vale in here. It's closed off in front. It doesn't seem to lead particularly far. You can sort of see there's some darkness to the edge of the wall at the other side. But there's one last clump of gorgeous trees in here, of various types, around you, and mossy ground at the edge of this foresty swamp. And as you all make your way into that vale, surrounded on three sides by the imposing cliffs of the Worms Bite Mountains, you notice that Grizzleby has trailed behind, and is standing framed by cliffs on each side at the entrance to that vale that you are now all inside.
Are you okay there?
Yes, is something bothering you?
I've never been better.
Well, the way you're saying that there is not so
Magic missile. Actually, not magic missile. No. Yeah.
I did not cast mage armor on the villain. Amy! Amy!
Grizzly says,
Well, that's a twist there now.
all of you! I said my adventures were behind me. Do you know whose fault that was? He turns. Hamel! The meal you cooked for the Duke, that was supposed to be my poisoned feast. I was getting paid handsomely for that job, but no! You had to blow something up in the kitchen. They evacuated the entire castle. My whole plan was ruined.
Well, that wasn't my fault. Okay, well, maybe it was my fault. But honestly, like, why would you keep gunpowder next to the oven? Like, of course I'm going to think it's just black pepper and just throw it in there, right? I mean, anybody would do that.
And Tev, that band of plucky upstarts, you know I paid them to lose, and they won anyway? Someone came in and inspired them to be their best selves.
Well, guilty as charged, I'm afraid.
You have all gotten in my way for the last time. Shelby, that invention you made, the combination timepiece scarf?
Yes.
The people you pitched it to, I had spent 6 months working on my con in that village. I I was about to take home the big score. But no, they had to have time-telling scarves. It was all gone in a moment. You didn't even know I was there.
I know I didn't know any of that. I'm so sorry.
Flip. You think you can just hop world to world solving problems wherever you go? You know, some people are counting on those problems. Some people need their problems unsolved so that some other people can get paid. Did you ever think about that?
Could I just ask you one question?
What?
Only one. Charm person, and I've foreseen this moment. He gets a 7.
It's like he's played this game before.
Let's see. Tell me how I foreseen this moment for your
I am
divination
familiar with
goes.
that phrase.
It's I learned it from watching you. I hit him with charm person. The save is a 13. My portent will replace his die roll with a 7. So if he would have to have a pretty chunky bonus, and it's possible his bonus is chunky enough to still beat it, but he needs a 13. He has 7.
All right, he needs a 13, and your charm is gonna be... sorry. I had
Wisdom save.
18.
Wisdom save. Yeah.
Yeah, I was in the middle of the monologue, and I didn't have it up yet. I'm so sorry.
Believe me, I've been guilty of that. If he has +6 or greater to his wisdom, he can beat it.
Wait, what was your final total? You gave him a 7, right?
No, I gave him a 7. If he has 6 or more, he can beat my charm person. If he doesn't, I got him. Yep.
He is charmed.
That's no, come, my friend. No, I'm learning this from Steve. We're trying the peaceful way of reconciling the conflict. And I do hug him.
And as you approach him, to hug him and soothe him, it unfortunately is read as a sign of aggression by 4 of those beautiful tall trees in this enclosure, whose quivering branches start to quiver a little more than they were supposed to. And there are 4 awakened trees moving towards you as on the other end of the veil, rising out of the muck, not 1, but 2 of these shapes. And a charmed, he regards you as friendly, as allies, right? Until one of you attacks him.
Yep.
Says, I gotta tell you, I picked this veil for a reason. He points, and 2 shambling mounds have emerged from the other end of the veil, as 4 awakened trees turn their branches aggressively towards you.
May I turn to the awakened trees and see what they are saying, because I speak the speech of beast and leaf?
You absolutely may.
Oh,
We've been ordered to protect. He's being attacked.
No. He's not being attacked. We're friends. We're not attacking anyone right now. Don't attack anybody.
You have to attack right now.
No. Wait. Just wait. One.
Grizzleby, real quick, buddy, is it possible to call any of these things off, because we will destroy them? It's okay. We'll get by this. Like, it's tomorrow's a new day, but right now.
I like your confidence.
They've been ordered to talk to me, but I can't actually talk to them. You know how I said I call in favors?
Yeah, you thought
Somebody
this is
woke them up for me and just told them to protect me. Yeah.
It's a one-way trip. You thought you'd get us here. You close the gate, we'd all die. Okay, I tell you what. You help us out of this, all is forgiven, and we're gonna see about getting your career of apparently villainy back on the right track again. How about that?
Also, if you wanna tell him anything, I can translate for you. I speak leaf.
Well, I guess you could tell him I'm okay.
I point.
Marina's orders were to protect me, and I'm okay.
I point to Grizzleby and I say, "This is Grizzleby. Grizzleby got the information from Marina. Marina's orders word that Grizzleby is okay.
If trees could look confused, they would. The northernmost one turns to the eastern, which turns to the southern, and they appear to be swishing their leaves at each other in a manner that only Shelby is able to tell is speech.
Oh, you have such a lovely branch structure.
And they appear at the moment to be resting, but unfortunately, the shambling mounds, all they know about this is that a whole bunch of people just wandered into their house. So they are going to begin making their way towards y'all across the clearing of the Vale.
Oh, well, that's good. The trees are smart enough to back down. The shambling mounds we will destroy, so be it. Okay, we are destroying the shambling mounds.
And yeah, roll initiative.
Initiative.
I've run the wrong encounter. Hmm?
This is going to be a 19 for me.
Excellent. A 19 for Flip.
Steve rolled a 5.
Steve rolled a 5.
Galvis got a
14.
22.
Bobby's got a 22. Cress has a 14.
Mm-hmm.
I'm missing a Tev and a Hamel, I believe.
10 for Tev.
10 for Tev.
And 16 for Hamel.
And 16 for Hamel. As just gonna fill those in. Thank you, Combat Tracker. Combat Tracker tells me that Shelby is up first.
Okay, then I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna first go turn myself using hidden step. I'm gonna turn myself invisible. Actually, I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna go around and give myself the advantage to then make my attack with my psychic blades here or there. Yeah. So it's going to be a psychic blade appearing in my hand again, that's sort of swirling, brightly colored goodie, which I will then throw at the shambling mounds. Can you just please stop coming at us? Just a little stick to get them to back down a little.
Excellent. There's two. There's one on the left and one on the right. The left one is sort of auburn in color, and the right one is sort of brown.
Shambler's going to shamble.
Shambler's going to shamble. We'll get the brown one. Why not?
All right.
So that, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and use one of my re-rolls there.
Excellent.
This is 25 to hit.
That's going to hit. Yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah. So I think that's should be a 1d6 plus 10. 1d4 plus 10 and then sorry, that's not the actual damage there.
Connection issues, but we will be back in place shortly.
Who'd we lose?
We got her back.
Okay, so that is going to be, this should be 1d6.
Next up in the order is going to be Flip, and then Hamel, and then Cress.
That should be 18 points of damage. And then with my bonus action, I'm going to move behind them. And I'm going to go ahead and hide. So using my stealth, which I should have, do we still have Pass Without Trace on?
It's 10 minutes, so probably.
Okay. And then I can, so it was a 20 on a natural one, but I could also be a 30.
Let me just,
incredible.
I'm just rolling a quick concentration check for the damage I took inside of the rug to make sure I held on to it. Success on both. So
Great.
yes, we still have plus 10 to stealth.
Excellent.
Okay, so, I mean, I'll take the 20. That's fine. So I have a 20, and then I am going to move myself. I will move behind to sit tight and hide in the shadows of the trees nearby to wait for my next opportunity to strike. Which it's kind of
Excellent.
amazing to see this 7'2", pretty, muscular ish Fearbog just suddenly disappear into the shadows. But Shelby can, and Shelby does.
It seems barely possible, but one moment she is inflicting a keen psychic knife damage on the shambling mound, and the next, you don't know what happened. You're in a vale full of beautiful trees, and there's no Furbolg here. That's very strange. Next up in the order is Flip.
I look I look over at Steve and I say, now Steve, if I were to imbue you with more of my supreme mystical power to enhance your speed yet again, do you intend to actually do battle with the shambling mounds, or do you intend to perform more therapy upon the mindless creatures?
Well, I mean, it's kind of seems we're in it, and it means sort of an unavoidable situation. And I'm using the wrong voice. I just realized it. So yeah, I'm probably going to just end up like, I think we're just in it. So imbue away. I'm really getting used to the imbuing.
Yes, Lev. See, protagonist, and I give haste to Steve again.
Grizzleby grumbles under his breath. He's like, where was that spirit when you talked my criminal conspirator into mending his ways the day before the bank heist?
It's, again, Grizzleby, I promise we will set you up as the despotic warlord of these lands as soon as we're finished. But yes, we must get through this conflict first, yeah?
Wait, Grizzleby, we had a connection?
You got in my way. Why do you think you're here?
Oh, well, thank you.
Well,
Yes.
Grizzly's dealing with the fact that he currently feels very pleasant towards you, and he doesn't know how to explain it, but that's nice, frankly.
Don't want to
matters
feel
to someone.
good. I want to feel bad. Yeah. That, and I start moving as far away from the shambling mounds as I can, as I'm very much like, go boy, go with all haste. Move the other direction away from the shambling mounds.
All
Yep,
right.
and that's it.
And the awakened trees are going to hold, so they are not going to use their turns, but Hamel is up next, followed by Cress and Tev.
Right, so Hamel's gonna reach in his component pouch, and he's gonna pull out some fresh mint leaves, a little bit of peppermint. He's gonna pop them in his mouth and just go. And all of you are blessed, so you will be adding a D4 to your attack rolls and saving throws.
Got some more advantages coming in. Thank you so much for everyone who is donating to Jasper's Game Day and Stack Up.
I didn't know that bless smelled like menthol. I love it. Reminds me of my grandfather.
Gives you a little bit of energy, gives you a little bit of a feeling like fresh, like maybe you could just start dancing at any time. And then first player to say dibs, I will give you a bardic inspiration.
Dibs then. Okay. I was
All
gonna
right,
let somebody else take it.
That's for you, Cress. And I am done.
Excellent.
Oh, that's very nice. Cool. Is it my turn?
It is your turn. I'm
Oh,
sorry. I
okay,
should have
cool.
said
So
that
no,
out
I
loud
keep
first.
dropping, so I keep on missing a couple things, but cool. So we have the two channeling mounts. I've got this bardic inspiration. I feel like I should use it, so I'm going to pull out the bow, which just lights up with this bright starlight, and it forms an arrow that is made of light. And I'm gonna go ahead and cast Arrow of Orion, aka Guiding Bolts, at 3rd level.
I love it.
Let's go ahead and see if I can hit. I'd have an advantage, so I'm going to use the advantage because why not? Just to see what happens. So that's going to be a non-natural 20.
Nice.
Oh, plus a D4, I guess. So more. I'm sure that's enough though.
It is enough. And which one are you going for, Auburn or Brown?
Let's go for Brown, and this is 22 damage, and the next person to attack it has advantage.
Very nice. That's me remembering how Guiding Bolt works.
Yeah, and as a bonus action, I'm gonna also, I think, that's just the one spell, but the bow stays lit, and an arrow immediately notches again as I activate the starry form. of the archer. So just you see a constellation appear on Cress's form, and then it like enters her body, and she's kind of glowing as she readies to be an archer.
I love that so much. Shabby, did you attack Brown or Auburn before?
Brown.
Okay, I wrote then damage on the wrong
Because
one, and
it was the color of rat.
I love that. I'm just gonna fix it.
That was Cress's thinking as well.
I give you a psychic high five.
Yeah.
Just fixing my notes. Okay, cool.
Or maybe a psychic high five in cow. Since that was a shared language we had.
Excellent.
The bolt sinks into the rot and muck of which a shambling mound is composed, opens up for a moment as the arrow's bolt lands inside it, and a purple energy sort of seems to consume a portion of the what should be the top right head of the shambling mound. As that blow finds its target, and the next person to attack it has advantage, and the next person up is Tev.
So Tev just walks forward, and so we've got a brown and an auburn. Are there just two shambling mounds, or are there more?
Just two shambling mounds.
Okay.
And 4 trees who are just kind of watching now.
Yeah, just kind of chilling out and waiting for the moment. So Tev says, I always thought that wilted looking plants were just something that my daddy made me eat when he promised that he was going to go out and hook up the hose pipe to the slip and slide. But I really think that at this stage in my life, I've come to a realization that I don't like them. And so he's going to just walk forward. And how close are they together?
They are each large, which, as I remembered earlier, is 10 by 10. And there's about 20 feet between them.
Okay, so let me see. What is the 5 feet. Okay. All right. So I'm going to walk up to one of them, and let's pick Brown. As I walk up to it, I'm going to pull out a whistle, and I want to blow the whistle as loud as I can. And as I do, thunderclap.
Yes.
And this is going to hit for. They need to make a Constitution saving throw. And the DC for that is 15.
All right. And a 13 is not going to do it for my brown shambling mound.
So
What
that
happened?
does 5 whole thunder damage to the brown vegetable.
Hey, 5 damage is 5 damage. It's thunder damage. Okay.
Yes, thunder.
All right. Does anything else happen with?
And at this point, you're just going to Tev is going to look out over to Cress at this point. It's like, hey, I noticed that you're just kind of dropping in and out here, and I understand that there's probably something going on that ain't nobody around here got any kind of idea what's going on. But I want you to know that I'm here for you. And if there's anything that I can do outside of some kind of tech support, I think that's the only thing that actually helped. But and he just continues to ramble, and bardic inspiration 1d8.
Oh, thank you. She just looks very confused, but that's just her normal face, so it's hard to tell if she got it.
Inspiration, multi-planar, meaningful inspiration hitting Mellie and Cress as that flows from Tev. Amazing. Is that the end of your turn?
That's it.
All right. Steve Goodshire, next person to attack. Wait, does Thunderclap doesn't trigger the advantage thing because it's not a spell attack, right?
No.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Sometimes I need to remember how the rules work. That means, Steve, it is up to you. There is a guiding bolt buried in the brown shambling mound, but you could do anything you want. I'm not actually telling you what to do.
All right. Steve kind of takes a minute, and this wave of realization passes over him as he realizes that this evil NPC, he had an effect on this stranger, and that's the moment when Steve realizes he was an adventurer this whole time, and then that bolt of haste hits him, and he gets a little taller, stands up a little straighter and draws his sword and he gives like a Buddy Christ right back to Flip and it just like charges up to that brown, and that wave of pure realization, in addition to the haste, activates this weird wild magic donation that happened a little while ago because he's going to use that extra attack. Okay,
it's an extra action.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a whole extra action. All right. So here's what's about to happen. I'm gonna stab this brown shambling mound 3 times. So I'm gonna.
First one has advantage.
First one has advantage. Okay. First, my first roll has advantage. Okay.
And
so
the
it's an
plus D4.
Holy shit. All right. So it's an 18. Let's see if we can make it a natural 20. Come on, dice. We absolutely don't. But it becomes a 19 plus 4, which is 23.
That's going to do it.
Okay. I'm going to roll his second normal attack. That's a 12.
Not going to do it. Wait, roll your
Okay.
bless.
I'm blessed
Can you use that
as
on
well.
each one, or is that once per turn?
I think it might just be once per
It's
turn.
each
Bless
time
is-
you make an
bless is
attack or
each-
saving throw.
Each time. Very powerful.
Oh, so I get to roll that D4?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So that's going to be a 16 to hit.
And that'll hit.
All right. And I'm going to hit it that third time with my short sword. And that's also going to be a 16.
Wow.
Uh,
So good bless.
Okay. I'm going to. Well, actually, hang on. I'm going to use one of my superiority dice to turn that last one into a goading attack.
He's made some real progress on that hero's journey already to the superiority.
Yeah, he's like
Actually-
pulling out the whole handbook of like being a fighter.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Action
goading
surge.
attack.
Do it
Nice.
again. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he has the power. So I need the shambling mound to make a wisdom saving throw of 14.
Ooh, it's going to pass.
Oh, okay. Well, that's fine. So I didn't goad it, but I did stab it a lot, so that's good. So I'm going to roll damage on all 3 of those. 4, 13. All right, so 16 damage.
Woo!
And then I have a hang on. I lost it. Dang it. Where'd you go? Here we go. I'm going to use my crossbow feat. I'm a crossbow expert, which means I can quickly ignore a loading action for my hand crossbow and fire it as a bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to shoot the other one.
The other one.
Yeah, full no look style.
Amazing.
Dang, Steve's cool.
This is his moment. He's not cool at all, but this is his moment. A 21.
Don't be so hard on yourself.
Yeah, a 21 to no look shot, which a shambling mound after you've cleaved 3 chunks out of the brown and rotting hulk before you is pretty darn cool. So roll me some damage on that crossbow, please.
That's going to be a 5.
Hey.
And then just to really, I want B-Dave to approve of me as a player. So I'm also going to use my second wind.
Action surge.
Have
once
you
per
used
short
your second
rest.
action yet?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I'm.
You get to attack twice for being a fighter. You get to
Oh,
attack
yeah, my
a third
action surge.
time
Sorry. Not
for
second
being-
wind, action
for
surge.
being hasted. If you action surge, you will then attack 2 more times, and you had your bonus shot for the crossbow. So yes, you could.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can do a number.
So I'm
of
The
gonna-
action
things.
surge for 2 more hits.
Mhm.
B-Dave is such a good teacher.
Yeah, I'm gonna fire off 2 more crossbow bolts at my buddy. Let's see what happens.
Excellent.
Well, maybe not
19
everybody. I think Flip shouldn't.
He grew up so quickly. Yes, look at this. He's become
19
a
and-
whirlwind of combat superiority.
19 and 15.
That's going to do it. Roll me some
All right.
damage. This is on Auburn.
Yes. 13 total.
13 more damage as 3 crossbow bolts lodge themselves without you even looking. I'm just ruling that works. To the auburn tinted shambling mound, which looks frankly a little grumpy about this development.
Should.
Sorry, I think I thought someone was talking.
Oh no, I was agreeing with you about the grumpiness.
Yeah. Excellent. As the first one is reeling a little bit as you've hacked off sections as pieces come off of a shambling mound. They revert to the detritus that they were before they helped to constitute its unliving and yet all-consuming essence. So that's happening. From your 3 short sword blows. That is your turn. That is your second wind. I think you still have a wild surge action.
Well, that's everything.
That was it.
Is
Yeah,
everything?
I did it.
Yeah,
Yep.
two
That's everything.
attacks.
Oh no,
for being a
the
fighter.
wild magic extra action that he had earlier, I think is what.
Oh no, I did it. I
Okay.
stabbed with it. Yeah, we're good.
Fantastic. I lost track of something in there. Thank you for keeping me honest. And that, I want to say, Steve, is going to end your turn.
Yeah, that's gonna end my turn.
Yeah, are you
Wow.
done yet?
Share the
Steve?
stage.
Does it feel good, Joe?
It's been 10 minutes. We've just been standing here watching you
No,
stab things.
continue slashing and shooting. Do not let them dull your glow, boy. You've earned it.
Blowing
like
out
Steve
another person's
Goodshine.
candle, don't make yours shine any brighter. That's right.
And the brown shambling mound at this point is feeling a little offended or just very hungry. Hard to say. It's typical to read a shambling mound, really. But it is, you are still standing right by it, having hacked at it with your short sword, I believe. So the shambling mound is going to multi-attack. It makes 2 slam attacks. It is going to throw its considerable gross bulk at you with... Does a 17 hit you, Steve?
It does hit.
All right.
Come on and slam. And welcome to the jam.
That's going to do 12
You can leave
points
this
of
thing.
damage. 12 points of damage from that first slam. And then, unfortunately, it is going to immediately try to slam you again. For a 17.
That does also hit.
Ugh. And it's gonna hit you for 17.
Well, hang on.
points of
Did you add the 2 points to your AC from haste? Does that matter? Because you do
Oh.
get 2 points to your AC from haste.
Oh, I do.
Yeah.
That means my AC is 17.
But
I think there was
Both
2
still hit.
17s. Right. Sorry. So never mind.
That
Yeah,
was
but-
almost amazing.
Yeah.
But instead it does 17 damage as it slams its bulk into you.
False hope is still some kind of hope.
I like that. And unfortunately, having succeeded in both of those slam attacks, having pushed you forward with its gross bulk, as if puffing out its chest and pushing you forward, it will then engulf. The shambling mound engulfs a medium or smaller creature grappled by it. You've been grappled because of the 2 slam attacks. You are currently conditioned, blinded, restrained, and unable to breathe. And you're going to get a Constitution saving throw at the start of each of its turns to prevent further engulfation. Thank you to whoever sent the rug for just being real on theme for today. That
Well, this escalated quickly.
Yeah, that's what's going on with you, Steve. You are inside of a brown shambling mound.
This really turned around on me.
The auburn mound is going to move in the direction of everybody else made ranged attacks, I believe.
yes.
So it's-
Tav is up there because he thunderclapped.
Oh, you
yeah.
are up there. I believe you did thunderclap the brown one, but unfortunately, shambling mounds can move. So with 20 feet of movement, the auburn shambling mound is going to come over and come at you from across the veil, and going to attempt to slam Tevlasil. Will
I mean, if honesty gets me engulfed, then just consider me engulfed.
It's so sweet. Does a 15 get you?
I believe that does. Hold on one
Alright.
second. Yes, that absolutely hits.
It's gonna do 13 points of damage as the auburn shambling mound, as if responding to the wounds of its others or just scenting delicious, delicious bodies, is gonna come over at you and slam into our small inspiring friend and make another slam attack. Oof, with a 25.
That absolutely hits, and I'm probably feeling that real fierce.
And it's
That was not it
19?
was not a crit by chance, was it?
It was not.
Okay, all right.
It is 19 points of damage.
Oh, I definitely felt that, but I'm still standing.
You are standing, but you are also, I'm sorry to say, engulfed. As the muck slithers up around you somehow, over your legs, across the front of you, and you find yourself in a
Not
world.
the mustache. Not the mustache.
It gets in the mustache.
No.
As you are not breathing, as you are leaves and dirt and maybe some crawling things, as you are engulfed by the auburn shambling mound. But nothing further happens at this moment. You will get a Constitution save. You are currently grappled, and it is the end of the auburn shambling mound's turn.
And it rode away on a motorcycle.
It did. And next up is Shelby, to be followed by Flip.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and let's see here. I've got this. I have my rapier on me, and I've got advantage because the shambling mound is there, and I have an ally within 5 feet because I've got Steve literally grappled in front of me. So I'm going to go ahead and take my sneak attack there.
Heck, yes. On the brown one, right?
Oh, that would be a natural 20.
Oh,
let's do
that's
this
so
as a
good.
crit.
Yeah, it's gonna hit. Mhm.
Roll that as a crit, and then we'll go ahead and add here my my sneak attack as a crit. So that's 13 plus 11 is 24 points of damage on that
Very
attack
nice.
there. And how does it react?
It actually.
And I call out, drop him, please.
With
And make sure I
that,
add the please because it's really important.
with that blow, drop him, please. And is it the psychic knives again that you attacked with?
Yeah, I actually used my rapier there.
Oh, of course you did. You said rapier out loud, and I heard it. But I like the knives, so I was still thinking about them. But the rapier goes snicker snack. It through the leaves, almost tracing the outline of where Steve should be, as Zorro style, in the side of this shambling mound. And it reacts to that overwhelming attack by apparently dropping dead. Dropping to the ground.
But that'll work.
And releasing in a clump of leaves and dirt and grossness one Steve Goodshire.
Giant. You okay there, Steve? Okay, then. I pat Steve on the back, and then I use my movement to go get behind the other one, and then I will hide again to try and prepare for the next attack.
Fantastic.
I have a 27 tied.
All right. That is a very good hide. You find more shadows to slip into during this already described this full of trees veil. And Flip, you are up next. There appears to only be one shambling mound.
Steve, we'll get you cleaned up soon. I'm not sure about that for Bolg. Are there a number of them? She's here, and then she's
At least four. I've been counting.
Where?
No, don't worry, Lev. I have you.
She's there. She's every freaking where.
Magic missile, 4 darts. I already rolled, and I rolled pretty darn well. So 18 points of damage because they don't miss.
Heck, yes, 18 points of damage. What sort of damage is that?
Force.
On the Auburn Shambling Mound.
Mhm.
All right.
Hold on, Tev. We're going to get you out of there. And I turn and look at Grizzleby, and I'm like, nothing else you can do other than just put this plan in motion. I thought perhaps maybe you have some sort of menacing bolt of fire you can shoot, or perhaps you're really great with the backstabbing like my girlfriend. Just nothing? Just the planner.
Well, that's sort of where I tended to excel. I wanted to branch out. I have friends who have magic, and I like to work a favor, as I've mentioned, but currently I mean, I wasn't lying. My dagger is somewhere here, but I don't currently have one on me. And Grizzleby is a little bit scared, but he's your friend. He wants to have your back here, but he's not sure what he can really contribute to this scenario.
No, my friend, I might have figured out the collapse of your criminal empire. You have no marketable skills, you see. Like, you see she's doing fast with the stabbing. I myself can control minds and just let energy leaps into existence, you see. Even Lev, his positive speeches makes other people more competent in combat. How would you ever defeat such a foe? It is much better for you to be on our side, Grizzleby.
I tried to compensate in other ways with clever plans. I had someone captured in the woods, and I was going to extort him, and then Cress came along and freed him on one of her good deeds going through the woods journeys. You've only been out of your village 3 days, and you're already wrecking my plans?
She is a cow that can speak with the stars. How were you going to defeat this? No, and then that's it for my turn.
And as Grizzleby tries to take stock, really, truly, of what he has to offer, he is unfortunately not going to be much help in this fight. But next up in the order, that was amazing, is Hamill, followed by Cress and Tev.
Right. Hamill is going to do a quick little arcane symbol with his hand, and next to the remaining shambling mound, he's going to summon a spiritual weapon, which appears as a frying pan, and he's going to use his bonus action to just donk this thing on the side of its head. So let me go ahead and roll that.
I love that.
See, it's at +7.
Love a good solid donk.
I'm gonna use one of my advantages. See if I can get maybe I can.
Who doesn't love a good donking?
A badonkadonk when possible.
22 to hit.
That's gonna do it.
All right, and then a D8. 4. That's 10 damage with that.
Heck yeah.
And then with his action, he is going to cast Mind Sliver. So I just kind of imagine he has like a pack of pop rocks, and he begins to just kind of speak like these really strange, confusing words at the shambling mound. And so it will make an intelligence saving throw, DC 15.
Yes. Read me the description for Mind Sliver as I do this.
You drive a disorienting spike of psychic energy into the mind of a creature you can see. The target must succeed on intelligence saving throw or take its 2d6 damage and subtracts a d4 from its next saving throw before the end of my next turn.
Incredible. It's going to make that saving throw, and it's going to come in at an 8. So you said, you want to roll damage on that?
Yes, it's a 5 psychic damage.
Amazing. It takes 5 psychic damage and a -4 or -1d4?
Yeah, -1d4 on its next saving throw.
Absolutely.
Now that's a solid donking.
And somehow, oddly enough, you've created the effect of hitting a cartoon character with a frying pan and having disorienting birdies flying around their head as the shambling mound sort of reels strangely because of your follow-up Mind Sliver attack, and is losing chunks of its leafy, rotten flesh as we go on to Chris.
Aha! My internet came back at just the right moment. I believe I got a wild magic surge that's going to make me cast Grease on myself. So I rolled that while other people were having their turns.
You sure
got
did.
a 21, so I do not slip and fall. But I think I slip and just like I get really distracted by hearing my name because Flip says my name, and I just immediately kind of turn to that. And I'm just, well, I can't speak to the stars. And she just like reaches up a hand and like a starburst drops down and gives her an arrow. And she knocks it but I can listen. And then she's gonna just do another level 3 guiding bolt, Arrow of Orion. Since I got those spell slots, I'm gonna spend them. It's gonna be a 25 to hit.
That's gonna do it.
And that's gonna be a 22 radiant damage.
That will also be a very effective. As your bolt this time, the stars land down in your hand. They shoot themselves out of your bow, and the bolt goes right into what should be the heart of a shambling mound and seems to electrically crackle out in each direction as the stars roll and twist outwards until there's a full, you can see through it, hole in the shambling mound just over where Tev's head should be. And it starts to close up behind you, behind the bolt, but it's still
alive
with that energy. It is still alive.
Okay, cool. I get to use my bonus action with my starry
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
starry arrow, and I have advantage because I just did guiding bolt.
Excellent.
I'm going to roll that.
And Tev's just sitting here thinking, please don't go out, internet. Please don't go out, internet.
I know, 24.
24 is going to do it. How does that arrow hit us?
That's going to be for another 8 damage as that space is closing, just as it's like, 2 inches, an inch from being closed, it goes right in through that exact same spot, and just the radiant damage keeps it from closing and getting trapping our Tev inside.
All right. And once again, you see, tell me what it looks like this time, as it seems like the shambling mound wants to shrink away from that blow.
Yeah, I think just because, this is a lot of nighttime sort of power. So I think it's just this sense of this thing not getting enough sunlight and just having all this time pass, and it shrivels and dries, and just makes it a lot easier for Tev to get himself out of there.
Tev, it is your turn, and as you move, the leaves and flesh of this are falling away from you. What would you like to do?
Ooh, I'll tell you, they say that you don't remember when you were born, but I imagine it's got to be something like that. And then he goes from here over to Steve, and then he just says, when it comes to new friends, I like them just like my mother's bathing suits. I only want to see them in one piece, and I cast Cure Wounds on him.
I appreciate it because I think my all my ribs are powder
at 3rd level this time. So that is going to restore 3d8 plus 4, and I roll terribly. But that's 12. That's 12
I'll
points
take it.
of and then he just look, as he's holding his shoulder, he just says, hey, listen, I think that's what it's all about, embracing change. This is your moment. And I'm going to do another bardic inspiration for Steve there, the hero of our tale.
Steve?
Yeah. Oh, no, I just, I'm a little sore. And I'm a lot sore because I almost died. And I'm a little nervous. And I might have wet my pants while I was inside Swamp Thing. But I'm still inspired to just stay in it. And I think I'm really kind of realizing what this hero thing's all about. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You know what I'm saying?
And you realize you're still holding the handkerchief, so you meant every word of that. Unfortunately, including the accidental honesty, but very, very on brand for the Handkerchief of Truth. And anyone who wants to, give me a quick nature check.
Yeah, I'll do that. Also, I would just like to add, I forgot that at the end of my turn, I didn't move. I'm still in grease. So I had to roll to not fall prone, and I did fail that roll. So I shoot this thing, and Tev's sprayed. I'm like, oh, good. And then I just turn and immediately just pratfall down on the ground. And that's a 13 nature as I'm looking at the nature of the ground.
A
I'm
13?
starting to understand why you're a little more stable on 4 legs there.
You know what? I've foreseen this moment, and that's an 18 on the nature.
Sweet.
right.
And I'm gonna make it extra good by adding a D8 Bardic Inspiration from Tev, which is gonna put it to, oh gosh, that's gonna be 10 higher than 18, 28.
Amazing. Flip, you realize what you're looking at. You may or may not have seen a shambling mound before, but you've been around the block. You've seen a lot of worlds. You've seen a lot of adventures. And you realized that these two are not going anywhere for a while because they have both used the shambling mound's ability to feign death in the face of overwhelming odds. So they are playing dead for a while, and they are going to have to regrow themselves from scratch. So while this valley is not free from the threat of the shambling mounds who make their home here, you all are currently safe from the rotting husks that were the 2 shambling mounds that Grizzleby set you up to be consumed by, as the indifferent trees shall be your choice whether you've heard them commentating on this fight throughout.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think they're full on sports commentating on it, particularly for Tev.
Yeah.
Just sitting there narrating the activity and just giving some commentary about how everyone's performing, who's strong today, like who's giving a good show. Talking a little bit about the getting captured and escaping it. Talking about Cress's ability to stay standing. That may be an area of improvement this season.
How can you talk to them like that? Seriously. Can you explain to me how you can talk to them like that?
Yeah. Well, you see, I've been I just at home. We don't always speak with words. We've learned to speak with animals and plants in their native languages because we're guests in their home.
It really does take all kinds to make the world go round, don't it?
Mm-hmm.
And Grizzleby now with his plan once again foiled by all of you, whom unbeknownst to yourselves have been his nemesis these long years as he attempted criminal plan after criminal plan, just begins to pour his heart out to you, Flip. All of his sorrows, all of his troubles, all of his hopes, that he just wants to be part of something and put something together, and nothing ever seems to go his way. And it is now up to the rest of you. What you would do. And I will note that finally, as you are standing here confronting this, you are unexpectedly joined by an owlbear. Thank you, chat. An owlbear has arrived to join our proceedings, but because I don't think it is specified, I'm going to rule that I get to decide. But the owlbear is here to learn more. The owlbear just noticed somebody found like half a rug out in the forest. Something's going on. The trees here seem cranky. That's unusual. So the owlbear's going to look at you, Shelby, and be like, what's going on?
Oh, well, you see here, there's, this is Grizzleby. Grizzleby brought us all here, and it's lovely to make new friends, but Grizzleby kind of had some malicious intent here, and then we went out in the woods, and there was this rug, so it sounds like you met the rug, and then we came here, and that's where Grizzleby kind of revealed that there were some nefarious plans afoot. And then our friends over here were going to attack, but we had a conversation, and then they decided to describe everything that was happening here. And then over there, those folks decided to attack and went through with it and did some smothering. Our friend Steve here was the hero of everything. He was engulfed, and then he managed to get free. And Ted here too also was engulfed. This is a long story. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. But it seems like Grizzleby would like some new friends, and maybe you and Grizzleby and Rug, the Hug Rug, could go on to some adventures together.
Wow.
And then Tev, at this point is just, kind of meandering over to Steve because, he had a pretty epic moment there of not dying when he probably should have. And then he is just really drawing in the well of inspiration here at this point. And he says, you know what the happiest animal in Faerun is, Steve?
Don't. Are you going to tell me?
It's an owlbear. You know why?
Why?
because it's an owl and a bear together, put together. It's the happiest animal. Be an owl bear, Steve.
You are right. He's 100% right. It's a mashup of two wonderful animals.
Just
That's
remember
true. That's true. And can I just say that y'all have just been a hoot
And a growl.
and a growl,
And
both
occasionally
at
a
the same
move.
time.
I'm
Yeah,
just still
and
trying to
occasionally a
stand
move.
up and just not. So I'm just going to lay down in the grease.
I'll run over and just grab one of your arms, Cress, and just kind of like drag you out of the grease if I can.
All right. You all have successfully navigated the threat here. And as a bonus, when you're poking around after this, you discover that unbeknownst to Grizzleby, this being the place where the Shambling Mounds live, in that dark spot in the back of that veil is an enormous pile of all of the weapons, armor, and magical items of the many people who have wandered this veil before. So it is your choice. The Children's Fund is real. Grizzleby was in charge of it. The people of his village do not know about his criminal past. It is totally up to you what you choose to do with all of that treasure. But Grizzleby is willing to hook you back up with the wizard who arranged all his portals for his mysterious summons for his grand plan, because he is continuing to be still charmed, and ever more slightly really charmed by the group of you that he spent so much time hating. And now realizes he may have been missing out on the gang of his dreams. And 1 minute or one quick version, what happens next for you, Steve Goodshire?
Well, hey, Grizzleby, what are your plans?
There's elaborate revenge with my
Mhm.
reprisal, and then
Sure.
I didn't really have much of a follow-up on just an...
Well, if you want, I'm gonna go back home and get my guard job back. I'm kidding. I'm gonna go be a full-time adventurer. You want to come?
Me?
Yeah, why not? I haven't gotten to the part in my adventuring career where I, learn about how stupid this choice might be.
Yes, he nods, he looks eager. He still feels friendly towards all of you, and he goes scrabbling around for that old dagger, which he remembered dropping when he was planting, when he was scoping out this area before, and comes back up. It's just one rusty dagger with half a hilt broken off. But
You're probably going to stab me with that someday, aren't you?
solemnly kneels and be like, "Why would I ever do that, Sir Steve?"
Oh, well, y'all don't look at me. I'm kind of blushing. Sometimes when I blush, my gas acts up. Why would I tell you that?
Handkerchief. And next up, who has a next up in this moment or wants to narrate later on? Mellie.
Yeah, I think just as we bring this stuff back, I'm assuming that everybody agrees that we should donate this stuff to the Children's Fund. Just
Depends
gonna
on what's
throw...
in the stuff.
All right.
Hang on.
Well,
Hang
Cress,
on.
Cress is just like,
No
this is for the
flipping way.
kids. We found it. And
donating is
I leave you
cool.
all with that. But Cress, her entire purpose is to just listen to the star.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I
The
really
stars
was
have
like,
so great,
I was
though.
like, I hope she goes while she can go, is what I was thinking in my mind.
Oh,
The
okay.
stars
You know,
have heard you, Mellie.
Some wisdom is not for mortal comprehension.
If we get her back, we will continue with Mellie's. But Hamill, what's up for you next?
Hamill's been thinking about that party this whole time, man. This has been a really great trip, but he's thinking about that cheesecake. I mean, he had a bite of it before, it exploded in his mouth. And he's wondering, well, if I have another bite, is it going to do the same thing again? Would someone really bake a cake that causes a fireball? And so with these questions in mind, he's just going to pull out his little flute, which has an apple built into it, little wooden apple. He's just going to start playing his tunes and start wandering back, looking for his little portal to the Feywild.
Chris, we lost you in the middle of saying you were listening to the stars.
Oh yeah, listening to the stars, and she hears a tinkle that is telling her to go, and she just kind of slips away, past without a trace, and she has a rug to patch that the stars want her to help.
Oh. Shelby, where do you go from here?
I think I'm still in pursuit of the Boulette battle trio. Anyone who would like to join me is more than welcome. I did create, because boulettes. It's very important. Have you ever tried to find a book and not been able to find it? Well, now you can find a book that's designed to lose with this invisible novel, which I put somewhere over. Give me a minute.
Incredible. Tev Lassil, what's next?
At some point, feeling an enormous amount of responsibility for Grizzleby, lost cause, he pulls him aside at one point and just says, "Hey, listen, I mean, messed up. There's no way around that, but you can always make it better. And I know it's going to be a challenge. I know it's going to be a challenge to change your ways, but hey, taking on a challenge is a lot like riding a horse. If you're comfortable while you're doing it, you're probably doing it wrong. And so I just want you to remember that. And I'll be rooting for you. I believe in you."
Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
20 on the second die. So that's oh, that was poetic. All right. So that is going to be a total of, that's a 30 on persuasion.
And with a 30 from Tev Lassil, Grizzleby feels his heart just twist slightly from where it has been lodged all these many years, and looks up at his new nightly guiding star, Steve Goodshire, and looks at Tev. And for the first time since you've seen him, looks uncertain, but a little more peaceful than
Slightly less Grizzleby.
Yeah. Smilesby is potentially coming into existence. He'll try it out. He'll settle on something at some point. And Flip, what's next for you?
Again, I knew all of this was going to come to pass, but I did not believe it until I witnessed it. But I think we will see that the children of this area are looked after, that these shambling mounds are of course destroyed, hopefully with the assistance of these awakened trees, that Grizzleby stays on the straight and narrow, and I could tell them all what's going to happen in our next adventure, but they wouldn't believe me anyway. They'll find out soon enough.
Incredible! And with that, our reunion of Grizzleby and his old foes, and of our D&D Beyond friends, is complete. Thank you so much for playing with me today. And thank you all for watching and for donating, hold on, $1,200 to Jasper's Game Day and Stack Up, organizations working on the incredibly important causes of suicide prevention and mental health support through the power of games and supporting each other. Thank you so much. Where can the people find you very quickly, Mellie?
You can find me on Twitter at MellieDM and here on D&D Beyond, and I'll be DMing a game on Wednesday, and I will sure get this internet sorted out by then.
Where can people find you, Michael Galvis?
You can find me on D&D Beyond. I am always working on new editorial content for the site. And you can find me tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific for A Familiar's Quandary. Don't want to miss that one, as our players will be playing as familiars.
We have Bria Iyengar, Emma5, Satine Phoenix, myself, and one Tellison Chaffee. Very excited to roll some dice with those fine folks tomorrow. Where can people find you, Joestar?
You can find me right here over at D&D Beyond, hosting some things, getting to talk to some really incredible folks, and just really kind of living the dream right now. Really just pleased and happy. This is my wheelhouse, just being able to raise some money for a cause and play D&D and hang out with my friends. This is the only thing that can make it better if it was in person. So yeah, on Twitter, Joestar187. If you want to watch more weird games we've played, I got to play through House of Lament with Michael, Amy, and Mellie a couple weeks ago. Had a blast, so go check that out. And yeah, make sure you're following Jaspers and Stack Up on Twitter. They're doing amazing work.
And we have a full week of more anniversary week stuff, so this is not the last you're seeing of Joe. But to our guests, thank you so much for coming by today. B-Dave Walters, where can the people find you?
All over the Tweetagrams at B-Dave Walters, doing something somewhere almost all the time. Just hit me up. I know we're short on time. Follow me there.
Jen Kretchmer, where can the people find you?
On Twitter as @DreamWisp, on Twitch as DreamWispJen, on Demiplane playing Alindra, on Heroes of the Plains on Tuesdays at 6 p.m., and on Vampire the Nightlife on Wednesdays, on Play Renegade at 7:30 p.m.
Also, recently nominated for the Diana Jones Emerging Award. Yes? Yes?
I was, yeah.
Heck,
It's an
yes!
incredible honor with an incredible company. So I was floored and shocked and very thrilled.
Stars only in that category, and well earned. And finally, Adam Bradford. Where can people
Hey,
find
yeah,
you?
I'm
Thank you so
Adam.
much for coming back.
Yeah. Thank you for running the game. You get to go last, but yeah. So I'm on the board of advisors for Jasper's Game Day. So thank you so much for all of these donations. This is so impactful, meaningful. So thank you all for that. It is doing such important work. So we really appreciate it. You can find me at Demiplane, and you can see me on Heroes of the Plains playing Briv Steel Marrow on Tuesday evenings on Twitch as well. And you can find me on Twitter at Bad Eye Adam.
Sincerely, thank you all so much. This was a blast. Thank you for watching. Thank you for donating. We have more stuff planned all throughout the week, but I hope that you will continue supporting these wonderful causes. Check out the other great stuff we have going on. I am Amy Dallen. You can find me at Enthusiamy. This has been a thrill. Have a very good day, and thank you for watching.
It's D&D.